Ooh, loud, fast music. I gotta work on my fade-ins and fade-outs, you know?
Yep.
Welcome, everybody. It is... This thing is on, yes. It is Thursday night. It is not 6 p.m. It is shortly after 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I am your host, Dan Sprigo, coming to you live, as always, here at VOPUSARadio.com, VOPUSARadio.com. We are all over social media, except Twitter, except at Dan Spriglio. There you go. Chris said it. There you go. See, it's 6 p.m. in other time zones, so I don't feel like the audio's lying then. So, thank you, as always, for joining us. And I don't know how long we'll be on tonight. Who knows? Just kind of roll with it. I am joined by my man, VOP USA Radio producer and soon-to-be individual show host. Nothing like putting you out there. VHS is in the house. What's up, brother?
What's crack-a-lackin'? How you all doing? He also said what's up, too, by the way. He's happy as fuck, as you can see the face.
That's what counts. So, shout out to everybody else. Obviously, many co-hosts on this show, and it seems like everybody has something else going on.
Yeah.
But it happens, you know? And no. I see Coin in the chat room. Logan, extra pizza guy, can't join us tonight. And he has a good excuse, though, you know. Daddy's got to put in time, so that's all right. So he gets a pass. Elias is working. Everybody's doing everything everywhere, so it's all good. Don't you all know? Screw your jobs and your life. The show comes first.
Yeah, damn it.
Right? What's wrong with you? How dare you? So, you know, I'll tell you, life gets more and more interesting every damn day when you pay attention to the world of social media, news, whatever you want to call it. It seems like every day there's so much more to be disappointed in and just disgusted by, right? Right? So before I start on my tirades, VHS, my man, what do you want to touch on?
Well, of course, let's talk about wrestling because there's a lot of shit thrown by, especially how people are panicking how WWE might be selling.
Yeah, with the wrestling, like honestly, you know, you've been hearing that stuff about WWE for so many years. I imagine it's inevitably going to happen, but I think people are just looking for new reasons to freak out. Honestly, you know. And hey, if Vince McMahon could cash in a cool, quick $4 billion at his age, God bless him. You know, God bless him.
Exactly. I don't blame him. Look, the guy, he look like he's past. He's like he's been done almost like I can bet he's done for like almost a decade now. It's like, oh well, my son-in-law and my daughter pretty much control most of the time, especially my daughter. So what am I supposed to do? I'm trying to even get my fantasy football popping, but that can't work.
I love the XFL. Damn it, I loved it.
It has so much potential. I mean, it does. I'll give him that.
Yes. Even the rebirth of it, you know, when it came back the second time, I still liked it. I wished it was more like the original because I love the original. But the second, it was cool. You know, he got a raw deal there, I think, with having no choice, but He Hate Me was the man. Having the, you know, shut down everything. And I think that kind of sucked. But I'm not going to lie. I have zero hope in The Rock doing it justice when he brings it back in 22.
Yeah, it depends because I know he got a lot of money, obviously, but yeah, I'm 50-50 to see how you can do it. I'm still mad at him about the freaking baller show with him and Becky. It's like, come on.
Dude, I'm mad with The Rock, period. Like, dude, keep your mouth shut. You want to be SJW hero to the stars or whatever, hero to the world, stop it. You know?
I mean, I was like, when he doing all that stuff in there, that almost broke my heart. He's almost like an Anakin Skywalker moment, and we were like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And just think, I trusted you.
Yeah. I thought you were going to do something with it, and I thought you were going to be cool, but no, he has to go and sit there and cater and pander. There was a time when people were wanting to draft The Rock to run for president. I'm like, don't bust your nut before you actually hear the man talk. And then he comes out doing this whole fucking love story about how great Joe Biden is. I'm like, oh my God, dude. So I see how you roll.
Exactly. But then again, at this point, anybody can be president nowadays. If celebrities and everyone, anybody. So let's won't be surprised that people will be still talking them for presidency. But like I said, we won't. I ain't expecting much.
No. So to what you were saying, though, the one thing I saw in the wrestling news world, because remember, here at VOP, we cover everything. But
right.
When I see these people comparing Tony Khan to a young Vince McMahon, I'm like, dude, you got to stop that. AEW is shit. It's always going to be shit. And I'm sorry, I still think you are the single A league of WWE personally. But
yeah, it's a shame because of the AEW thing around there. It's like it has potential, but you guys that show getting his ass kicked.
Dude, yeah. My problem with it, as soon as I saw it debut, I watched the first episode. I'm like, wow,
right.
It's the next week after 2000. It's Nitro again. And I was never a fan of WCW. I was never a fan of Nitro. My favorite episode of Nitro was when I saw Vince McMahon on TNT. There you go. So, and it's just kind of been, we're the ones that are going to be freaking, bringing youth and energy to the world. And right.
Even though it's almost like the same thing, almost
the same shit. And we're not gonna hire all WWE names. Really?
Exactly.
Really?
Like I said, are they really fired? Wink. Are they really fired?
Yeah, I know. With all these magical celebrities, be in the Rumble one night and then you're on AEW the next week and blah blah blah. I don't know, man.
It's not an inside job. Trust me, it's not an inside job at all.
Not at all.
It's not wrestlers getting transferred. They're not fired. They're fired. They're not transferred.
You're getting demoted. That's all that is. You thought NXT was a demotion? Nah. AEW is the enemy, but Chris Jericho can come strolling in and do the Stone Cold podcast. No big deal. It's like, dude, nothing to see here. I don't know. I think it's kind of a joke, and the more I see in the wrestling shit, my God, I still laugh because and I never really touched the wrestling stuff in the past. Obviously, with our bros and our partners at TWRP, it's like get my feet wet and actually discussing it publicly. And like I always say, I don't know what's worse: the overabundance of death threats and hates and banning that I get doing the political shit, or the freakouts and the screeching from the IWC people and the fanboys and fangirls. Well, not many girls, mostly the fanboys, and it's kind of funny.
I think the only girl is with Thaddeus' girlfriend, so that's probably I don't know. Maybe count it's like girl population 1. Then again, when you think about it, go back to 0 just in case.
Yeah.
We're still deciding if it's that girl or not.
It's a little rough. But no, it's definitely entertaining to pay attention to it. I mean, for me, and now, of course, and don't worry, we'll move on to something else for those who are wanting to hear mean commentary about social issues. But when I see the new speculation about what's going to happen with SummerSlam and shit, with Brock potentially coming back and Cena, Cena, bro, you got nothing else left. I mean, I never cared about the Fast and the Furious franchise. I don't give two shits about it. I watched the first one, like I said, and never watched another one. But dude, great way to kill it.
I don't apologize.
Right? Like, dude,
one Cena.
Well, He better come back as Juan Cena. What's his face is he's gonna get rehired and portray Juan Cena again because, dude, John Boy, listen, we didn't need to hear your Mandarin. We didn't need to hear your shit. Yo, what's happening to the screen there? Come on, Haps. I'm only talking about wrestling right now. No need to be mean.
I guess they're Cena fans, apparently.
Right? I know. What's up, Destructor?
What's up, my dude?
Yo, feel free to join in anytime. But I have some hope for what's to come. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Anything popping up in the wrestling nowadays. Any day, any second. But yeah.
It's just freaking comical, and the people, I don't think Disney is going to end up buying WWE. I still think it's going to be NBC. So Coin, I don't think we're going to have the pedo matches just quite yet when Disney get involved. But I think NBC probably wouldn't surprise me. But then I see these people all freaking going crazy about the NWA and this all women's pay-per-view and everything else. Like, yo, it's gonna suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah. In NWA, you still got to pick things up where you had left off because you ever since the pandemic and Dave got fired and everything, it became crumb and done. So you got to go slow. You got to pick up his feet back up.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't dislike Billy Corgan because I know
he's cool.
He's a cool dude, yeah. But no. And whoops, I forgot to turn my volume off there. It's just like one of those deals where I'm not expecting a whole hell of a lot. I'm sorry. And people getting excited about this crap and everything else, like they've tried it. It failed. I don't know. Like, I'm sure there's a place for it. I'm not saying there's not a place for women, but like, listen, the only thing that's going to really bring wrestling back in any way, shape, or form, as far as I'm concerned, everybody says attitude era. Give me old school.
Go ahead. It's like you said, you need old school
ECW. That's what you need. That's what you need. That's the shit that's going to actually get your ratings, get your shit, that's what's going to take it off again. Until you do that, it's just going to be more of the same, And listen, it's like what I said about Metallica. I'm a huge Metallica fan. I have in my entire life, right? And nice. I can't help it. I don't give a shit. And like I said, when Load and Reload came out in the late 90s, I'm like, listen, at this point, back then, Metallica could put out a polka album and it's still going to fucking reach super platinum. It's going to do everything it needs to do. They could do whatever they want. They've earned it. Well, I hate to say it, but Vince McMahon has also accomplished that goal. The dude could do whatever he wants and he's still going to cash out billions at the end of the day. So, I mean, it is what it is. And I'm sorry. And I never liked Megadeth, Destructor. I was one of them. I freaking, talking to the chat room, I always hated Megadeth because of the whole Metallica Megadeth thing. And then, they made up. I'm like, nah. But then I heard Mustaine actually talk. I'm like, yo, he's one of us. All right, I like him now. Yeah. He knows what's going on in the world, so I'm down with him. So, no, I don't knock Megadeth anymore. But
Megadeth is cool. They're legends in their own rights, but yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now that I've actually gone back and listened to some of their shit, I'm good with it, So, but again, I respect Dave Mustaine because he actually sees life and sees all the bullshit going on in the world and not afraid to call it out. But
yeah, he's a G. So yeah.
Yeah. And Coyd said Vince could fight Floyd in an exhibition match and sell 1 trillion pay-per-views.
Exactly. You see, that's where you could. That's the thing. Floyd should have picked Vince as a fight. Vince don't give a fuck. After that buy race that Logan Paul didn't fail the expectations, which I heard about that. It's like, god damn.
Yeah.
Logan Paul. That's the first time Floyd lost. In my opinion, that's how he lost. Not to get knocked out. He kept his record. It's the fact that that's the only battle he lost.
Yeah. And I don't know, man.
it could imagine by having Floyd and Vince. It's like, oh,
Vince,
you think you're hot shit, pal? Come on, give me my boxing gloves, damn it.
Vince would do it. Brawl for all was my idea. But like, at the end of the day, like, as bad as WWE is, and God knows it sucks, and it's hard to watch, but am I still going to fast forward through WWE versus AEW? Yup. Now I just delete AEW before I ever even fucking fast forward through it, because I have no desire. I don't. There's nothing they're doing there that I'm excited about. Nothing. And that's why I say, give us some. Because it's kind of funny, because me being old, at 38, it's like my shit that I grew up with is the stuff that's like, counterculture shit, right? And being edgy, and not PC is what will actually translate to freaking buys and ratings and audience. And I mean, that's why at the end of the day, like, whatever with UFC, but Dana White's a badass. He don't give a fuck. And he even admits, who's his idol? Who's his idol? Vince McMahon. I respect that. I respect that. And then I see Dana White going out there giving speeches before Trump comes on, and he's cursing out the media and shit. Like, you know what? He doesn't change who he is, and I like that. And he doesn't hold back. So, and
exactly.
I've never been a big UFC fan either. I haven't, I'm not going to lie. It was never my thing, but I at least I respect it. I enjoy it. And I like the shit that he actually puts out, and he's fearless with it, Yeah. And the fact that he doesn't give a shit and he goes against what he's told not to do and everything else. Yes. And that's what you need. If you want to give us an adult soap opera that's going to be entertaining, give us some old school ECW style shit. And no fucking Evie, whatever, no fucking, rehash. No, just do some real stuff. Honestly, in this world of cuck culture where everything is so PC and has to not offend anybody, but you go and watch a show like, the Mayans on FX, which I like Sons of Anarchy. I like watching the Mayans. My God. Every other word is cocksucker, cunt, pussy, bitch, fuck. I think they said a fuck on there. And like, this is on FX. So like, all right. So in the age where we cancel everything and we silence everything, but that's okay. So don't sit there and tell me on wrestling, you got to say, I'm going to kick your butt. Come on.
Exactly. I bet every time I saw the show, it felt like the spirit of George Carlin is smiling his ass right now.
Right. And that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I agree. It's like it's in the meantime. At the end of the day, the counterculture, in my opinion, and NC from technical work, even both of us agree, counterculture is coming anyways. It's the fact that, and what's funny, the cancel culture folks who keep promoting this, they pushing harder nowadays. And the funny thing about it, more and more people keep rejecting it.
Yep,
I've seen Batwoman. They hated it. They try to put Captain America that changed to a woman with less body and whatnot and with an attitude. They rejected that shit.
Yeah. They get everything good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I've seen wow. I've seen shows, I've seen comic books and like different things that more and more keep rejecting. It's like they're getting sick and tired of it.
Yep. And that's the biggest thing at the end of the day. Like, they're getting everything they want and people are getting tired of it. And good. That's what's funny to me. And I got to parlay this into a current event. I'm sorry. We were doing the wrestling shit. We'll go back to it. But I got to talk about something that happened today, which I think is kind of funny. Speaking of counterculture shit, right? Like, listen. All right. So the Voice of the People USA Radio Network, we are still in our infancy, right? We haven't hit a year yet. VOP's been around since 2009. The group's been around since 2007, blah, 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 right? So we have history, right? Doing these radio shows since 2009, keeping it going, and we created our own network, have our own server, so we have our own things. They could cancel us everywhere, but we still have our shit. Still going to go out there because I went the hard way, the more expensive way, but said, fuck it, we're going to have control of our own destiny so they can't take our shit away, okay? Cool. So we get a lot of listeners from all over the world live that you people can't see, unfortunately, and I'm working on that because, again, can't afford the really high-tech shit, so kind of do bits and pieces and patch it all together and everything else. But normally we get anywhere from at a low point, 25,000 live listeners to about 60 or 70,000 live listeners. And then after shows, it's fantastic. We get great numbers, from all over the world. We have a big base from all over the world, which is really freaking cool. So when you're talking over 100,000 listens or views and shit a week, sometimes more, never really less, but it's been growing. Even with, new programming coming in and schedule changes and shit, and me not being on the air all the time and some stuff going on, that's life shit. But even with that, our numbers keep going up, which is like, hey, cool. So because we are the counterculture of the typical boring, mundane bullshit, we have a lot of shit on our network that is different and diverse, and that's kind of what makes it cool, at least in my opinion, and apparently in the opinion of others. So they keep us going. Shout out to all of you. So, obviously we got banned off of YouTube. So we started a new YouTube channel, which whatever, who cares? Never cared about YouTube anyway. Again, when I had over 50,000 people on YouTube back in 2013, they removed my account the first time with no strikes and not even doing anything live, and then said, oh yeah, we made a mistake, we'll give it back to you, and gave it back to you with 0 subscribers. Like, fuck you. But I never cared, right? And we get banned on Twitter, obviously, for bullshit, which is always funny, but we've continued to grow because we do something a little bit different, against the grain. Okay. So that's cool. That's what keeps us kind of fresh and different. And you have other people now trying to emulate actually what we do, which I don't find it as an insult. I'm like, hey, cool. That's what it's all about. Do your own shit. Take the InfoWars style, whatever, create your own network, your own station, build your own brand, freaking put it out there, because we need more people speaking truth. So we were told, or I was told, about something called a Rockfin. Now, I never heard of Rockfin in my life, I'm not going to lie. And they said it's kind of like the anti-YouTube, and, I guess their thing is they're the opposite, the alternative to Patreon. Okay. So I checked it out. I go on there. I see people talking about QAnon. I see people talking about the conspiracies, the New World Order, everything else. I'm like, it's perfect. I see people talking about fucking wrestling. I see people talking about this and that. I'm like, oh, this is great. So I filled out the little questionnaire, right? Applied to be a creator on there. Didn't hear anything back from about 2-3 weeks. So I sent an email out saying, yo, how long does it take? Looking forward to joining you. Get an email back from the VP of Rockfin at like 4:30 in the morning. And it says, I never saw your original stuff come in, but, give me a link to what you do. So I put the website, I put the Twitter, I put it all out there. I responded immediately, right? Because of the meds and shit, I happen to be awake. So I put it all out there. Like, yeah, I got stuff to show. I even put, numbers, everything else. Oh, give me a link to your Patreon. Like, Patreon? What the fuck? We have 2 subscribers. One's in-house. So, whatever. We get an email back 20 minutes later. And I don't want to do it in injustice, so I'm going to read it to you verbatim. Let's see what the email said. And I've been talking about Rockfin and saying it's pretty cool. Like, yo, I'm looking forward to joining it. Another avenue for us. It's going to be all right, And then I get the email back from the VP of Business Development. Thank you for your interest in creating digital content on Rockfin. At this time, Rockfin has decided not to move forward with publishing your content. Given the information submitted and the content topics we're currently focusing on, we cannot provide additional information regarding our decision. Sincerely. Now, that is a stock. What? Yeah, that is a stock go fuck yourself email. We cannot provide additional information. Listen, maybe you want to tell me who the fuck you are, first off, because I never heard of you in my life and your name sucks. But what it was is we had nothing to show on Patreon. I'm sorry. You could broadcast on Rockfin for free, and you charge people to listen to your content, but then they take their cut. So they want people coming in with hundreds or thousands of Patreon members to go in and they can start making money off of the work you do. Okay. Yeah. Free speech, whatever, my ass. Yeah. So, wow. Yeah. So, like, I can sit here and show you, like, we crested 1 million listens and everything else, right? So, we have all this shit. Like, I can show you all these raw numbers, everything else. Like, yo, this is what we built on our own. That don't matter because that doesn't equal a quick payday for them. you know, I wanted to be nice about it, but like when I'm sitting there literally doing my research and looking at Rockfin and so many people told me about it, I'm like, yo, this is all shit that we talk about. Like, cool. We have that fucking tenfold in our network. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And then I get a response like that. The content that we're pushing out. So basically you've become the bitch boys of the quote unquote alternative new media, and you're looking to bring in names, bring in clout. I get it. But, you know, at the same time, and I know I'm a nobody, and in the grand scheme of things, we're nothing, but like, dude, so we're good enough to do a demo with SiriusXM in November, but we're not good enough for Rockfin. Fuck you. Right. Fuck Rockfin. Like, honestly, like at least give me better than a stock email. You know? Like that's what's sickening. And yeah, they have everything they do is a paywall, pretty much, Coin. So they want to make their guaranteed money, and I get that. But you know what? And as an owner of a network, yeah, making money and making revenue is important. And believe me, we do not make anywhere near to break even. But I don't care about that. You see, we could push that and say, yo, give us our money. Yo, subscribe to us on Haps. Subscribe to us on Patreon. We have some cool shit, right? Whatever. But I'm not in this to make money off of people. I'm in this to actually give people a voice and a platform and something to belong to, you know? And I guess that's the wrong mindset, because we got to think more, you know, rock finish and say, yo, what's our return on investment immediately? And I just find that kind of shitty. You know, free speech should be free, bottom line. And if being on a platform like that, oh, you won't get copyright strikes, fuck you. Listen, I'm not a YouTuber. I never was. Never cared about it. I always hated it before it even got as bad as it is today. And for those who do it, God bless. They do their shit, and I'm proud of them. You know, I'm proud of Structor, VWE, for Vic, everybody. Like everything that you guys do and everything that the work you put in, that's awesome. You found a way to make it. That's what matters. What pisses me off is when you have the censorship and they could just remove you and strike you and ban you and suspend you with no rhyme, no reason, whatever the fuck, you know? It's disgusting, right. And it's kind of like, I feel free today, but look, I see this meteor coming, but it's not here yet, so I'm still good. And there's something about that just irks me. And it's the same thing with Haps, right? Haps provides a pretty cool service. And it's the counter, if you will, to what I pay a lot of money a year for on Restream and other things that we utilize to broadcast our shit out, you know, and put it out there, blah, blah, blah. Whereas Haps is free. Wonderful. So, but then you read the rules and regulations of HAPS saying that we reserve the right to, you know, remove your content whenever we seem fit. If it doesn't follow along our guidelines, if you don't like that, go ahead and create your own platform. I'm like, well, you motivated me. Because again, I just think it's one of those deals where I am at that point where I do not want to be controlled by anyone or anything that's going to tell us what we're allowed to do and what we're allowed to say or how we're allowed to act or what we're allowed to present. I can't stand that shit. And that's why we exist. So Rockfin wasn't the end all be all. We still have two other things in play that we're working with. But my biggest argument is why does it equate to success if I could say how much money I could take from people to listen to our shit? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it just it annoys me. And Coin's right, you know, barrier of entry and selective moderation are what ruins the platforms anyway. Eventually Rockfin will become Patreon. Yes, we're the alternative to Patreon. You want to become Patreon. So if that's the case, then honestly, why not just stick with Patreon? Because at least they're out there, you know, and it's like, I don't like rules. I don't like regulation because free speech should always be free. And that's the shit, right? Is that a horrible thing to say? So Good.
exactly. I don't get how free speech has to have a price tag. That's a strange concept.
Right? Like,
Yeah, and I get it. Get your. I mean, I respect the hustler. I can't hate, can't knock on him, but at the same time, it's like that's a really that's a conflict of interest. To be honest, like you can't put a free speech on a price tag like that.
it's one of those deals where, you know, what's up, James, brother? What's up, man? Everybody in the chat room. It's I
What's
didn't
up, man, James?
I didn't start this network because I want to be like somebody else or something else. I started this saying, I look at what an Alex Jones did and built, and I say, that's badass. I want to take that model and do something further, deeper, whatever, expand on it, right? Make it our own. And, you know, that's okay to be motivated by. Fine. I don't want us to be someone or something else. We don't have to be. If your words and your thoughts and opinions can't speak for you and make you into your own beast, then what the fuck purpose do you serve? And like I said, I don't care if we had one person listening to every freaking show. It wouldn't matter to me. We've had some hosts, I'll air dirty laundry. Like we've had some hosts come on here. God bless. Thanks for being a part. Oh, well, you know, I miss that instant gratification and the love I get from the same select few people on a Podbean or some other network. Like then, all right, cool. Then bow out gracefully, go do your thing. We were on Podbean, we were on these other platforms, and they censored us, turn us off in real time. And there comes a point where it's like, yo, fuck you. I don't need to be sitting here saying, I wonder when they'll turn us off this show. It was great. The more they censored us, the more views we got. Fantastic. But I'm sorry. The idea and the mission statement and the motivation behind this is far greater than the need to be like anyone else or be something else. You know? And it's like I have a hard time letting things go when it's bullshit. All right? I don't care about Rockfin. I honestly
I shouldn't.
No, I never did. I didn't even know who they were until I was told, like, cool, you know, because I'm all about more alternative platforms, the better. That's what you need. That's how you break the paradigm, the reliance on big media, propaganda, bullshit, whatever, right? That's how you're going to do it. But then you get that stock shit. It's just, don't sell yourself as being like, we're going to have truthers on here and we're going to talk about the real shit as long as we say it's okay and we approve of you. You know, no.
Yeah, it's like a Candid year. Like, remember the app Candid and how that shit? It's that all over again. By the way, shout out to Chris. I was like, damn, you said freedom is costing $5. Oh shit, hold on. Let me find that $5 if that's the case. That easy. Hold on.
Right? Yeah. Freedom.
God, I wish.
Freedom of speech is the minimum possible donation monthly to the host, aka the entity gets a nice percentage of that and the host gets whatever. Kind of like on Haps, right? Like we appreciate when people send us gifts and shit like that, but yo, we've earned like $36 or something on Haps so far, and we can't even cash out till we hit 200. And okay, so like 1,000 coins equals like $1 or whatever. Like whatever, you know, it is what it is. But like free speech, the right to speak freely and live freely, that price tag was already paid by all our fucking brothers and sisters and heroes that served this country, right, wrong, or indifferent, whatever you think of the wars, that paid the ultimate price and sacrificed their blood, limb, life, family, sanity, whatever it may be for this country, to fight for this country and to fight for our Bill of Rights. And that's, at the end of the day, nobody could take that away. It wasn't online platforms fighting for free speech and our fucking revolution and this and that and everywhere else, right? It was none of them. It was fucking boots on the ground, people putting in the work, people sacrificing, and people knowing what it is. So to anybody who wants to silence others or not approve of others. And I get it. You have the discretion to do what you want. It's your business. Yes. Fantastic. But when you give bullshit answers, expect a fuck you response because you're not bigger than anybody else. And quite frankly, I've been in this game for a very long time. If I never heard of you, okay, you'll lure in some big names. Where will you be in a year or two? Hate to say it, because you're trying to be a Patreon, you're trying to be a YouTube, you're never going to work. Just like Rumble. I see Rumble. People are saying you got to broadcast on Rumble. I'm like, all right, cool. We have an account on Rumble. Let me go look into it. $100 a month just to stream live on, like, yeah, okay. It's like, listen, I pay enough money to do what we do as it stands. To pay another $100 just for the privilege of broadcasting on your thing with the thought of maybe you won't get banned. Nah. I can't be about that. And I don't understand the apologists that actually make excuses for entities or platforms or things like that. Like, yo, listen, our shit, we literally have everything and anything in the world on our network. And we have left, we have right, we have no sides, we have wrestling, we have media, we have music, we have everything. If you don't appreciate diversity and the ability to have freaking, real conversation and do something a little bit different than the norm, then who the fuck needs you? That's just how I feel. So that's my little, story about Rockfin. But because
there you go.
I had a touch on it because I couldn't let it go. Maybe I should, but at the same time, when we get told no by platforms like that or anything else, quite honestly, it does nothing but inspire me more, and it motivates me more, and that's it. I don't know any other way to be,
Right. There's an old saying, you got to go through a lot of no's in order to get one yes.
Oh, damn straight. And I'm cool with that. I am freaking cool with that. So just my little commentary on the state of certain things. But you know what? At the end of the day, like, yo, we're going to be putting out our freaking Roku app. We're going to be putting out our Amazon Fire TV shit, our Apple TV, our other apps. And we're still moving forward with or without the support of any big group or entity or whatever it is, So it's cool, do your thing, and then, it is an expensive endeavor doing this, right? It is costly. And I'm not saying it's a complaint, but yes, it's costly, but at the same time, if you're investing in yourself, or more importantly, your own vision, I can't see that as being a bad investment ever. No. This is how I feel. Like, that whole saying that put your money where your mouth is, there you go. And I'm quite content with it. You know what I mean? And like, yo, we know how many people we have on our network and shit that are fucking crushing it on YouTube, doing their shit, doing everything else. And we don't say, nah, we don't want you because you're on YouTube. Nope. We don't say, oh, you're on Podbean, we don't want you. Nope. We just say, hey, if you're not an asshole, you're a racist, hateful scumfuck, then you're welcome here. That's it.
Exactly. Any race zone, as long as that's the thing. That's like, it's a no jackass policy. That means anybody can. Even Ewoks and Klingons can come in. Come down from the different planets and whatnot. Join with us.
And it's amazing how that whole counterculture thing is considered rebellious in today's world. But it's funny because free speech, true free speech and freedom of expression, that is considered dangerous and a foreign concept. I love it. And James, of course we'd accept you on here, bro. You know that. Exactly. So, we're going to roast you, but we're going to accept you like family. That's right. We roast everybody on here. We roast everybody on here. If we can't make fun of ourselves and have fun with each other and freaking, like, dude, you know how much I tear my own shit apart? Like, honestly, I have a field day making fun of my own shows, my own shit. you know, if you're not going to get ribbed or not able to rib yourself, then you might not belong here because that's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
But I just I'm always just taken back by the whole concept that speaking freely and having original thoughts and not being afraid to put it out there into the world, in the 3D world, right? Mm-hmm. And Chris, like we don't just, and this is the thing that people will learn too, like, I'm an activist at heart. Like, this all started with rallies and being in the streets and shit. It's going to come right back to that. But we don't hide it. Like, I put my name out at this point. Like I said, whether it means anything or not, and it doesn't mean a damn thing other than the freedom to attack me, but I can't counter anybody else because they'll ban me here and there. But I've been in the public eye for quite some time, and I've achieved a lot of hate and some love and some in-betweeners. And I'm good with that because I'm not looking for shit, and all we try to build here and all we try to maintain here and have, and it's not easy because everybody has lives and jobs and shit going on. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with a lot of people that make this possible. And, the day is coming where we're going to start actually paying people who work for VOP, which is a novel concept too, but that's not to lure people in. That's simply to say that this is an actual business. It's an independent entity. And we're at least achieving enough to that we can get to that point beyond break even and actually start putting some stuff out there. So it's kind of funny. I swear I'll get off this, but it's kind of funny again to go back on this. Rockfin VHS dropped. He'll be back. Rockfin says you're not good enough, but SiriusXM says, "Yo, come in." Like, all right, cool. And it's the irony of that. You know what I mean? The irony of that. But it's totally cool with me. I mean, I don't care. I honestly don't. I just think it's funny because it's the ongoing. I think this is the bigger conversation we have on any and every show. At the end of the day, whether it's spoken about or not, at the end of the day, we exist to provide a true free speech platform, a true free speech revolution, and to do something counter to the norm. And that's it. That's the business model. Speak freely, think freely, live freely. Boom. So, just my, right? It's kind of simple. I mean, I don't know. Do you like it? VHS, do you like it if somebody tells you what you're allowed to do and not to, do they like it would you like it if somebody says, well, you can go live, but you can't talk about A, B, C, D, or E, and you can only mildly bring this up, but censor yourself and tone it down? I mean, is that something that you'd want to be a part of? Or is that something that you would like?
Shoot, then that would be a problem. That's going to be a problem with me.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, hell no. I'm sorry.
Right? Like, listen, I don't understand, nor do I know. And I'm not saying this to be negative. I don't know how much money people make off of monetizing videos and stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't know how much you make. I know some people live their lives and they do quite well. More power to them.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I mean, yes, I have a job. I have a career. I do real shit and do this because it's more than a passion. It's more than a side project. It's something that this is where my heart is. This is what I believe in, And I think it's if you sell out, if you sell out who you are and sell out what's in your heart just to make that money. And I'm all about people making money. But if you sell out who you are and you stifle yourself or hold yourself back, then you're just kind of being, with all due respect, a bitch, and
Bill Hicks. It's like a Bill Hicks joke, to be honest. It's like an artistic roll call. Remember that one?
Oh yeah. That's a perfect example. That is a perfect example. I mean, it's just, I don't Well, Chris said it in the chat room. Yes, I would love for this network to be the only job. And we have plans on expansion and plans on where we want to go and other services we want to do and things and expanding. We have the media credentials and shit like that, right? An actual media network. So we have vision. We have a goal in mind. And if the day comes where we're able to do this full time and that's it, fucking fantastic. Fantastic. To do your own.
That'll be a good thing.
Hell yeah. To do your own damn thing and to know you're doing it right. You're not selling out and you're doing your shit and you're providing a service that's actually is what you say it is. And you're offering something to other people to be a part of. That's pretty freaking cool. That's pretty freaking cool. So, power of positivity, putting it out there for the universe.
Yeah. Not the New Day crap, but the actual power positivity.
That's right. Project positive shit into the world, and hopefully it will come back to you, right?
Damn right.
But that's just my not so loud rant on that. But it's just I don't know. I don't understand. And and with VOP too, like we have no animosity towards anybody who joins and leaves and whatever. Like, hey, you do you. But for those who want to be a part of it and ride the wave and be there from beginning to end, fucking awesome. For people who come in and actually get what the hell we're talking about and want to be a part of it, fucking awesome. Welcome to the family. Do your thing. Broadcast elsewhere too. You can do whatever you want. There's freedom there. And right. What I don't like are the ones that come in, it's not what they need it to be, and then want to come back in 6 months later, like, oh, why I heard you're doing this, or I heard you have an opportunity with Sirius, and now you want to be in again, right? Come on.
They want the reward, but not the process, not the journey.
Piss
off them.
Right? It's the shit isn't easy. It is easy, but it's not. It requires time. It requires effort. It requires work. And actually, quite honestly, and the simplest thing, it requires like-minded individuals to have the same mindset that, I want to put something better out there and I want to create an environment for more people to do what I do and to speak their truth. That's what should always matter. At the end of the day, and this whole damn first hour could be half wrestling and then a freaking half PSA for what VOP is. But you know what? I know sometimes I go off on it. I can't help it. Either I'm screaming, yelling, or I'm talking about some weird shit. But occasionally, I'm going to put our mission statement out there publicly and share shit with the world because I got nothing to hide. It's like, I'm not sitting here saying, yeah, all right, cool. You got 35 people on your live show. Fucking fantastic. We had 115,000 listens last week, on just 2 platforms worldwide. Am I better than you? No. So don't try to rub shit in or whatever. Like, be proud of what you're doing. Do it for the right reasons and don't knock others who are trying to do it. It's common decency. I know that's, hard to find nowadays, but whatever. And that of course brings me to the state of the world, if you will, and how fucked we truly are. But that's
here we go.
Yeah. Well, seeing this blubbering racist in chief piece of shit, fucking alleged pedophile fucking operative of China, waddling around overseas and trying to act presidential. I mean, my God, I'm very proud of the fact that Joe Biden, you're supposed to call him president. I'll show you the same respect that you showed Donald Trump. Joe Biden, he did something epic to make life better for the American people. He rescinded that racist, fucking oppressive, tyrannical order that the evil dictator, Nazi-in-chief Trump did. That's right. Trump, that evil fuck, had the audacity for the first time in, 20 or 30 years to actually lower the cost of insulin, lower the cost of prescriptions and medication to record lows so people can get what they need to live cheaper and actually afford it, providing a better quality of life. How dare that dictator prick? But thankfully, Joe Biden looking out for all of us to reverse the evil committed by that dictator-in-chief, Donald Trump. He rescinded that order and made the cost 20% higher than it was prior to Trump's order. So now people, if you were paying $20, $30, $40, $500 a month, you're going to pay double what you paid in some cases, or at least 30% more. Thank God. Thank God. Right? Wait. Oh, where is it? We need it. There you go. Right? What a hero. Right? Come on, man. It's about taking care of the people. Build back better. That's right, man. No, it's nothing more than the whores and the puppet whores, aka politicians of Big Pharma. They lost too much money over the last couple of years. I would love to say all 4 years of Trump, but unfortunately, we had a Republican majority Trump's first 2 years, and they worked more against Trump than with him. So, of course, the tax cuts we got, right? Oh, it only benefited the rich people. Listen, I'm far from rich. I saw more money and less money being taken out in taxes. And believe me, a paycheck, I'm still almost $1,000 taken out in taxes. So I don't want to hear it, but a tax cut is better than a tax raise. But don't worry. Joe Biden is talking about raising those taxes. Come on, man. That's what we need to do. It's patriotic to pay taxes, don't you know? I mean, I think it's great. I think it is fantastic. So damn that evil orange dictator, and all love and respect to our fearless leader, the waddling, brain dead, racist fuck, Joe Biden, for doing what's best for us, while also, of course, giving money to the entire world, giving money to Iran, giving money to Israel, giving money to Palestine. I gotta play both sides. We gotta be involved on both sides so we can really profit off that war that's forthcoming, right? To breaking peace deals, to creating tensions worldwide. You're literally the bitch of China, and even China is insulting you publicly and playing you for the dumb shit that you are. That's comical. That's comical.
It's like a wrinkled Justin Trudeau. Loving the other countries, yet getting clowned out by other countries.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's great. I mean, one of the first things Joe Biden did, I was so happy to see this, because that bastard Trump had the audacity to break our dependence on foreign oil and give us actual independence on our own oil. And Joe Biden did what was best for America and broke our independence on American oil and put us back in the hands of OPEC, Russia, and the Middle East, and saying, we're going to pay more for your oil. We're going to... Yes! Thank you, Joe. Right?
Yeah! I want to do the Daniel Bryan chant.
Yes!
Yeah.
I mean, what more could you possibly ask for? That's why I want to play that clip, that Living in America clip from James Brown, from Rocky, I just want to play that with all these successes. I mean, we got fucking gas was $1.79, even in Pennsylvania, aka Goebbels country. I still want to say Cuomo is Hitler and Wolf is Goebbels, but I don't know. I'm starting to think that Wolf is really trying to take the crown for being the absolute worst, but nevertheless, I mean, we were already paying more because as soon as Trump won Pennsylvania in 2016, they raised the gas tax here in Pennsylvania. So we were like third highest in the country. People don't know about that. But even here, it got down to like $1.51 a gallon. And now we're steady at $3.19, $3.29, or $3.39. Depends on where you go. So thank God. Thank God. That's what we need. We got to get back to normal, man. You got to get back to normal. Get that shot. Get back to normal. That's right. Get back to normal, but don't drive. We got to lock you down, and we got to take away the ability to pay for shit. Oh, he wants to create more jobs. I mean, he just lost another record. What was it? Over 1 million jobs or something in not even a day with this other pipeline shit, Keystone something. I think that was this morning. If not 1 million jobs, it was like 300,000 jobs, something. It was a great one-day feat. He's trying to up himself. He hasn't. because within the first 10 days in office, Biden lost over 1 million jobs. That was pretty freaking cool. But, thankfully, he's still working. He's bringing back the economy, man. And now they're talking, right? And now they're talking another stimulus. More money. $2,000 a month plus a universal basic income. Come on, man. That's what it's all about.
Even though bringing back the jobs, even though we have stimulus coming up, so it's get people to be able to not work anymore again. So I don't know what's the point of bringing new jobs if that's the case. Well, forget it, man. Joe, good old Joe. Good job, man.
That's right. Come on, man. I'm going to get you $2,000 a check. In reality, it'll be $1,400, whatever. He's still going to lie to you. But don't worry, if you meet those basic qualifications, I don't want to work. I want to be dependent upon the government. I want the government. I want our president. I want true, reputable people like Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates and George Soros and all these people. I want you to tell me what I need to live, how much I need to live. I want you to take my property because I don't want to own anything and I want to be happy. Shout out to you, Agenda 2030. Great reset, huh? Klaus Schwab. But, that's okay because as long as we are dependent upon them, they'll always come through for us. I said this last night, and I don't like saying it. Anybody who knows me knows that I hate saying it. But America has become the weak laughingstock of the world. And I saw something pop up. I guess Putin did something during this G7 thing or whatever. Listen. I don't know what happened because when I see Biden or any of them, I turn it off. I'll hear about it anyway. But when they had the one virtual conference, a G-something conference about a month ago, and they had all the world leaders and Biden was there from the White House and he was the only one wearing a mask, which I thought was fucking hilarious. Vladimir Putin was hosting it. And do you know the hold music they played was the YMCA? Just as a shot to Joe Biden, because that's what Trump would play at the end of his rallies. Just as a fuck you to him. And I'm like, good. I have to sit here and say, I hear more truth being spoken in Russia than I do in America. And, no, Destructor in the chat room. No, Biden, there wasn't a vaccine, man, before he became president, though he got vaccinated before he became president. Come on, man. And again, hey, I am the Trump supporter who says, Trump, leave it alone. Stop talking about warp speed. Stop talking about the vaccines. Let them own that shit. 600,000 deaths from COVID-19. The worst pandemic in the history of the world. Out of 600,000 deaths, maybe 210,000 from COVID. The rest are all rebranding, renaming, doctored numbers. And out of that 210, probably about 160 of them were forced deaths via ventilation because you get paid $52,000 every time you administer a ventilator. And everybody else, we're just going to keep everything away from you that keeps you healthy. Take away the zinc, take away the hydrochloroquine, which again, what's her face? Dr. Birx, that other bitch. Dr. Birx, I'll never forget her sitting up there saying, I don't know enough about hydrochloroquine to speak about it and if it serves any purpose in helping to fight COVID. Meanwhile, she sits as the vice chair of the International Malaria Foundation, and hydrochloroquine has been used to treat malaria since 1954. You lying bitch. So you're gonna go after the troll, fucking Fauci. You need Scarf bitch too, because she's just as guilty. But nevertheless, so you had all these wonderful numbers, right? You had all these wonderful numbers of all these wonderful deaths, but as it stands, over 712,000. We don't want to say deaths because God forbid. So you have self-reported deaths in the thousands, but we can't talk about that. So we'll just use those numbers. COVID-19, a 98 or 99% survivability rate. It is the worst non-pandemic in history. It's an absolute joke. Doesn't crack the top 50. Nothing. Okay. But as it stands, over 710,000 reactions and cases to the vaccines since they've been implemented. So I ask you, was it worth it? And I'm not knocking you, bro. Like I say, everybody, as I use now, like I like to steal the line from the left from years ago, my body, my choice. I say that to anybody. You do you. But at the same time, are you really, when you have Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel laureates coming out and saying that the vaccine is a farce, we are the human experiment, and you don't violate 1, 2, or 3 of the 10 tenets of the Nuremberg Code, we are actually in violation of all 10. All 10. We are literally continuing the SS Nazi experiment campaign, just picking it right back up where it left off. There's other countries that are rolling it out, and they're in violation as well, but they usually don't, except in Israel, they're at 10 too. In the UK, but other countries like 5 violations, 4 violations. Not us, and we went right in balls deep. I want to play the video. I know I'm not going to fuck with that because I'll fuck it up. That was Ace last night who worked her magic playing that Tom McDonald song. So shout out to Ace and thank you for that. But I am gonna play the Nuremberg report that it was done by InfoWars, but very factual. And there is international class action suits going on against the proprietors of the vaccine and the world leaders who are advocating it and pushing for it and everything else, because you are literally conducting human experiments. And that is not conspiracy shit. That is not hearsay. It is factually accurate. A vaccine that is good for public consumption must do some basic things. Prevent people from getting the thing you're being vaccinated against. Not one time do they say that the COVID-19 vaccination can do that. No. It must do no harm. It's done that over 700,000 times already, and there's tens of thousands of others that have not been reported. And then go worldwide, we're in the tens of millions of people dropping dead. People now testing positive for Alzheimer's in their 20s, heart attacks, strokes, blood clots, side effects, constantly, all over the freaking place. But we don't talk about that. So do no harm, you're doing harm. It must have a minimum of an 80% success rate with animal testing, which must be conducted before it goes out to human consumption, if you will. They did none. They did none. We are the animal test. FDA approval. It doesn't have it. So I could do this all day. It's constantly going on and on and on. And people just sit there like, okay, first you need 1 shot. Now you need 2 shots. Now you need booster shots. Oh, gonna need annual shots because the flu shot has been so fucking effective, right? The flu shot, we're going to change it every year. So you can't beat the flu. You can't beat the coronavirus known as the common cold. But Jesus. Don't worry, you got the COVID vaccine ready to roll. It's going to save the world, but we can't say it's going to save you, but it may. But if you had the vaccine, you could take your mask off. Okay, but we might need to see proof that you had the vaccine. Well, what about HIPAA? What about the ADA? Oh, you have no rights anymore. You're not protected. No. But if we don't ask for your vaccination passport, oh, that's okay. We'll just take your word for it that you have the vaccine so you can take your mask off. Do you see the hypocrisy?
Jeez.
Like, do you literally see the hypocrisy? So when they don't ask for proof of vaccination, great. You're not supposed to. But, oh, well, I had it. Did you? No, but I do. So, okay. That person must be putting everybody's best interest at heart, right? Because we got to get vaccinated or wear a mask to protect the vaccinated. I thought that was supposed to be the other way around, but nevertheless, okay, so everybody who's not wearing a mask obviously is vaccinated. So, and we'll just trust them. But you had to lock down the world and not let people get within 6 feet of each other because you can't trust anybody for slowing the spread. But now, it's okay. Okay, cool. Let's get the vaccine. You're good. The fuck? You know, like, does it sound stupid when I say it? It should.
It's almost like a Looney Tunes episode.
Right? And it should sound like that. It should. You know, and again, now you have the mainstream media talking about Operation Lockstep and shit, and Lauren Ingram and all them, and even Dan Bongino. Like, dude, I like Dan Bongino, but he's sitting there talking about how, you know, whoa, this is new information that it may have come from Wuhan. Yo, we've been saying it for over a year. We've been screaming this shit like this was a bioweapon. You're a virus denier. I just called it a bioweapon, but you called me a virus denier. I absolutely believe COVID is real. Although I think they really just rebranded the flu successfully and got everybody so scared. But nevertheless, is there a coronavirus? Yes, there is. There's literally thousands of coronaviruses. Thousands of them. Okay? But you don't know that because we got to make you think this coronavirus is the worst ever. So do I believe it's out there? Sure. Shoot. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
They're always releasing shit. I think it got the desired response that they wanted. And again, how sad is it when terrorism and school shootings, and God bless anybody who's lost lives or family or friends to any of these things, but that doesn't work anymore. So all we got to do is just say, it's the flu. Everybody run and hide. And people do it. And they're having a fucking field day with it. Again, I repeat myself time and time and time again, but I feel like, maybe through, being redundant or whatever, just constantly saying it, repetition, right? The official narrative was at one point when it was politically expedient, they created COVID-19 in a lab so they could create a vaccine to kill COVID-19. That was the official story for a very long time. Then they did away with it. Now it's coming back to that. Oh, well, it may have leaked. It may have been created there, but they were only doing it to create a vaccine. The fuck would you be creating something that's pandemic level just so you could create a vaccine to combat it? No.
It's a street. You remember? It's like a pattern. You remember the 9/11 thing?
Yep.
Just like with this one. 3 words: problem, reaction, solution.
Amen. I said that last night. I said on the show with Carrie, I said this, as far as I'm concerned, this all started during 9/11. All this shit. That's what got the world so, and I was one, right? But it brought the world together because these people attacked us, right? These people, they're attacking our country, patriotism, unity. And I remember cheering on George Bush when he gave his big speech to the Congress and this united front. We're going to go after the bastards. Like, fuck yeah. And what you don't realize is they use that as a catalyst to spy on every American, every citizen really of the world, to start endless wars. So Saddam Hussein and frickin' what's his face, Bin Laden, I'm not saying they're good people, believe me, but we knew who they were 10, 20, 30, 40 years prior to that when the CIA funded, trained, and armed them and backed them in their own wars. We backed Osama, right? We backed Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan when he fought the Russians, and we backed Saddam Hussein when he was fighting Iran. But now they're the enemies, and they are the perpetrators of it all. Okay. So, but that, right? It's nothing to see here, but look at what they did while that was going on. And now with this bullshit, medical tyranny, the Medical Patriot Act is coming. It is coming. So I promise you, for those who are so upset about the Patriot Act, as well you should be. And I was the one at the time where I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, we need it. God. You see, that's also the very important thing, to be able to recognize when you yourself have evolved and woken up to the bullshit around you. And I'll be the first one to say it. I've been out there screaming and fighting for shit for years, but it took me a while too. It took me a while. And once you wake up, though, you can't unsee it. You can't unlearn it. You can't unknow what has been done and what is being done. And history constantly repeats itself. And I said a line last night. I said it, and it's just perfectly what you said. When Reagan said it, I'm from the government and I'm here to help, the most horrifying words you could ever hear. Yes. Yes. And they create the crisis, to create the chaos, to create control, to create division, to create segregation, to create. That's all they do. And it simply blows my mind. And when we don't learn our history and learn from history, it's going to keep repeating because people are dumb enough to allow it to happen. Again, I'm not saying do it violently. I'm saying do it peacefully. And the most dangerous thing you could do is to actually hold public events where people are standing together, because that is what they fear, as we learn, as our still militarized nation's capital, the capital of the people. But you're not allowed to go there. Right. You're not allowed to go there, you know? Nancy Pelosi with machine guns, right? So we don't talk about that. I see this little piece of shit, the director of the FBI, he was on some hearing today in the Senate. This little rodent fuck talking about, oh, what are you doing about the scientists, the whistleblowers from China that came forward with information about COVID a year ago? I cannot comment about that publicly. You know, oh, what are you doing about this leaked information, this whistleblower from China? I cannot talk about that currently. It might infringe upon current investigations or future investigations. But let's talk about fucking 74-year-old grandma in a wheelchair, not a walker, a wheelchair, who was at the nation's capital on January 6th. She didn't go inside, but she was there. Put that picture on Facebook, put that picture on Twitter, and turn that bitch in, because she is a terrorist.
Jeez.
You see, it's disgusting. We have all these proud virtue signalers. I love this. And I hate saying liberal, because liberal means freedom, but we have to use what people can understand. The current day Democrat, if you will, or liberal, whatever you want to call it, is actually all on board, ratting on their neighbors, ratting on family. Ratting on family. I know my uncle was at the Capitol that day, responding to the FBI tweets and proud of themselves. I used to play audio on this show. It was a reading from back in the day of Nazi Germany, you know, first they came for, then they came for me, and there was nobody left to fight for me or speak up for me. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Like, they make it like it's exciting. Like it's exciting to rat on your family, rat on your friends, rat on your neighbors. In Pennsylvania, they had neighbors, they had a toll-free hotline set up for people violating the mask mandates and gathering in public during lockdowns, even though a mandate, not any location in this country ever made law about mass social distancing, quarantine, or lockdowns. So everybody who's been fined, everybody who's been arrested, sue everyone. Sue your town, sue your police, sue your congressman, sue your state rep, your state senator, sue the governor, sue Robert Barnes Law. He takes your shit pro bono. Sue them all, because anybody, it was never voted into law anywhere, not even in California or New York would they do it. So it was a recommendation. It was a mandate by the governor. You are not God. You are not dictator. You act as such, but you're not. So they did it, and they make people think that they're virtuous and wonderful about how great it is to rat on family, friend, coworker, whatever. Like, what do you think's going to happen to you? Karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch. And I assure you, that bill's coming due. You think that these same federal agencies that you rally against and you say, they're killing my people in the streets. You know, we got to defund all police, but we're going to do whatever the FBI and the CIA says and give them whatever they want and offer up everything, because they're not like police or anything. No, they don't kill my people in the streets. So they just kill tens of thousands in a shot and fake fucking wars and everything else all over the world. But we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. No, they're good. They're reputable. Dude, I mean, it's.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like I missed the G code. Stitches. Remember the snitches?
Stitches get stitches. Yeah.
Can we go back where Cameron talks about on what Bill O'Reilly talked about how snitches? Can we go do that shit? Because since all this COVID, you got telling off. Damn.
That's how it feels. You know, like. Now it's cool. It's cool to fucking just rat on people for living their lives the same way you choose. My dog's growling in the background. Like it's literally that's against the law. You're not allowed to live your life because I want to live in fear. Just like We were talking last night about hate speech, and Carrie brought up about some people were against, bills about hate speech and protections for homosexuals, right? That's what, and I still didn't do all the research. And I told her, I said, unfortunately, whenever they put a bill out saying this is anti, discrimination against gay people, that's never what the bill actually is. There's 200 to 400 other things added that make it absolutely horrendous, where if you don't think, act, or look like one of us, we could charge you with a hate crime. Again, hate speech is what they're offended by. When you're not saying their words from your mouth and they're offended, now you are a racist, you are a Nazi, you're whatever. That's the problem. That's the slippery slope that goes on. And it's just, again, I said it last night, and I repeat myself now. They will sit there and they will talk about, 2,000 virologists said that the COVID story is factually accurate, but 200,000 other virologists said it's bullshit, but we blacklisted them and banned them and killed them and whatever, so we don't talk about them. Okay. I mean,
well rifed.
Right? Like, it's frustrating. It's just constantly frustrating. It constantly angers me, and that's why the importance of Coin.
It's a discovery. I know, Coin. It's a discovery. I never thought it that way.
Right? You know what's cool? And James, you brought up about what do I think of Social Security disability? It's a fucking farce. It's going to be gone soon. They don't care. They don't care about people who are legitimately disabled. My mom, you, people that we know, they don't care about that. No, you're irrelevant. We have to give more to lure in the illegal or lure in these people who want to live off the system that are perfectly healthy. We got to give them more so we control them. We control how they live, so we tell them how to vote, so we maintain power, even though we control the vote anyway. It's all bullshit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They don't care about disabled people. Listen, I've said this as well. When they call you Nazi, they're projecting their own onto you. They want old, disabled, and unbrainwashed people dead. That's what our government wants. That's what they need. We all serve as people who are in the way of accomplishing their agenda. We serve as a wall, if you will, because we have actual issues, or we have a mind, or we have this, or we have that, whatever. We're in the way. They want yes people that will go along with everything they say, do, whatever. So the disabled people, they have no use for. The black people who speak with common sense, they have no use for. The Spanish people, they have no use for. Asian, whatever. We went through this last week. They have no use for. Who does that sound like to you? Who thought the same thing, said the same things, and did the same things? His name rhymes with Shitler. And so, fucking Fourth Reich, hello. So, in states like Vermont, a Republican in name only governor, I'm a Republican. Mm-hmm. Right. Yes.
Hi, right. Eli.
Eli, why don't you join him, bro?
Get your ass in here.
Right? The Vermont governor says, great news. The vaccine is now available for all residents of Vermont. Only if you're black. White people have to wait. Nothing preaches harmony like that. And nothing preaches eugenics, whatever you want to call it. That's what it's always been. Why do you think America cares so much about Africa? Because in these alleged third world countries and Haiti and shit like that all over, that's where we do the experiments. You know how many people we've killed from Africa? You know how many black people have been murdered and poisoned and diseased by this country while saying, we're doing it for your safety? Uh-huh. The fuck?
Please.
It's like literally like, dude, you'll be in a lottery for $1 million if you get your shot. We'll give you a joint if you get your shot. We'll pay off your house if you get your shot. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. And again, So many people. Well, and you know what? Coyne said it, and he's right. And how many African leaders from so many countries that the one, I don't remember his name, he did a COVID-19 test on, I think it was like 10 or 12 different things. It was cow shit, a rock, dirt, swamp water, I think a dead animal, all this other bullshit. The only ones that, no, they all tested positive for COVID-19. Actually, yeah, they all tested positive, including the rock and the mud and everything else, the swamp water, all tested positive for COVID-19. When the creator of the NCR, I'm going to say the name wrong, the test they were using to diagnose everybody with COVID, the PCR, I think it's called. Coyne, you could correct me in the chat room if I'm saying it wrong. I believe it's the PCR test. The creator of the PCR test said it is absolutely non-legit, unbelievable, and impossible to diagnose COVID-19. It's ineffective. The dude who created it, just like the former CEO of Pfizer who said, don't take this shot. Do you think they're lying? They're having their moments of truth. They're putting out some good into the fucking world. Do you think they're telling you the truth? You're almost there, Elias. You come back in. You'll be cleared up soon. But, I mean, honestly, like, when and there's so much shit. There's so many things I really want to get into and talk about, but I feel like I have to keep repeating this shit because we keep reliving the same day, the same shit over and over and over again every single day. And people keep taking the bait and falling victim and imprisoning themselves, sacrificing themselves. Oh, well, you know, I need to keep my job, so I got to take the jab. So your job is more important than your health. I could sit here and say anything that I believe in, this network, this mission, whatever we do, whatever we're about, nothing is worth selling out for. I could have sold out years ago and been a puppet for the RNC. Elias, you got some loud feedback, bro.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what you're doing different, but I know you got stuff going on. You make it work. You'll do it.
You sound like a worst ocean sounds ever.
Yeah, it was a little loud there. I don't know why, but don't worry. You do you. I'll come to you in a moment, Elias. Dude just got off of work and he's jumping on the air, so I appreciate that. But but seriously, it's like I would never sell out who I am, what we do, the mission, everything else. But people are willing to literally sell their health and become a test subject. For what? For what? For an experiment? I got my vaccine 3 months ago and I'm still fine. And I'm not, and I pray to God, Vic, that's not you. But come back to me in 2 years. Or when they need something else to go their way, when they need to control the name, control the agenda, whatever, or control the paradigm, or control the propaganda, whatever, you know, they could turn shit on and off. And it's fucking disturbing. It is fucking disturbing. Come back, Elias. So, I mean, I just... you got people literally, Krispy Kreme will give you a donut if you get your need. Like that's cool. So, right? So your health is worth a Krispy Kreme donut. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. If there's an old saying like if that thing is free, you are the product.
Mm-hmm.
We're all products.
Literally. And dude, I'm not knocking you at all, and I mean that because I love you, and I say this with all due respect. You got the shot, and even you say it. You know, that's the difference. All you gotta do is open up your mind and think a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like you're willingly subjecting yourself to this bullshit. And it's just, how do you feel? Oh, we're not microchipped. Okay. You believe that. You believe that. You know, it's People think that implanting a chip under your skin, which they do, and which they can make literally the size of a crumb. They came out with that about 20 years ago, doing it in the military and everything else. So don't tell me, oh, microchips are big. No, they have them microscopic.
No.
You think they couldn't have put that shit into the fucking vaccines? Of course they could. But people need to understand there's other ways of being microchipped. Okay? And I know a lot of people bring that up about the magnet thing. Oh, it's not real. All right, listen. I know the magnet thing is hard for some people to believe. And I think Carrie's only seen 1 or 2 videos and she's like, oh, it's all bullshit. You literally have man in the street videos going out, random shit, of people going up to other people being vaccinated with Moderna or Pfizer or whatever the case may be. They literally go up to them and they put something metallic right up to where they got the jab and it sticks. Listen, when one person says it, okay. When 1,000 people say it, When 1 million people say it, all right. Do you know how many videos and reports and things that have come up all over the world the same thing? It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Because what have I said and what will I repeat? Again, repeating myself. The app on the phone needs to read something in you from the vaccine to track you.
Yep.
Whether you want to admit that or not, you cannot fake the vaccination passport. You cannot download the app and pretend that you have it because the app will know. How does it know? It's responding to something shot into your bloodstream. Understand that. If you want to disbelieve, Elias, you were good. Come back, bro. If you want to disbelieve every other thing that I say to you, understand and believe that. It's tamper-proof. How is an app tamper-proof? How is an app going to know? It doesn't make sense. It's not feasible. And what I've always said is COVID stands for a certificate of vaccination identification. I said that last February. I stick to it now. But nevertheless, it needs to read something that's in you to validate that you have the shit it's supposed to respond to. Think about that. Think about that. Elias, you there? I unmuted you.
Hey, speaking of the app, yeah, this freaking app keep freezing up on me on the camera. Let me come back to you right now.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Go do your thing.
Yeah,
That's Haps doing this.
1 second.
No problem. Elias, how you doing, bro? Is he there? Is Elias there? I see you waving. What happened, bro? He seems very animated, but nobody can hear you. That's great. Usually it's me doing shit like that. Honestly, I'll talk. Elias, just chime in when you have your volume situation fixed. But again, I know I'm sitting here yelling at you. And I'm sitting here like just putting this shit out there again ad nauseum, but I just need to understand what the mindset is of those who, literally you hate establishment, but you suck the tit of the establishment and do whatever they tell you to do, and you take whatever they tell you to take, and you are whatever they need you to be. That's not being, yo, I got you.
All right. I'm sorry. You could finish your sentence, and then I'm gonna tag in like I'm Jeff Hardy on top of the steel cage.
That's fine, dude. But I'm just saying, like, I want to understand the mindset of those who willingly and blindly go along with everything they're telling you, because they are literally killing you. They're putting a protein spike into your bloodstream that doesn't naturally occur. That spike doesn't go away. This isn't the cure for. It goes to the brain. It causes blood clots. It causes these little, I felt dizzy after I got the jab, and I passed out, but I'm okay now. Every time that happens, you know what that's doing? Is building up a plaque, building up protein in your brain that brings in the Alzheimer's, easier to control. You see where I'm going, and I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to do what they do with the fear porn. I'm telling you shit that has been documented all over the world. You could ban me everywhere because you know what I'm saying is factually accurate and you cannot deny the science. Believe science, only trust science. Well, then believe that fucking science, right? It's the same shit. They are literally putting your death into you. Control mechanism after control mechanism after control mechanism. And you just take it. You take it. And you're proud of it. And you boast. You get tattooed with your vaccination number. You know who else was tattooed with their numbers? Talk to the surviving members of the Holocaust, okay? Oh, look, you think they're proud of their tattoos too? Huddled up like fucking cattle? You are the new cattle. They just put a fucking bow tie, a Krispy Kreme, a fucking whore, a joint, $1 million, and wrapped it up pretty, and they branded you. I just don't get it.
So I'm so glad that I got into today's show because I haven't really gotten to like be like podcasting in a while because I've been working and living my life. So like now you just said all the things that I actually want to talk about, Dan, and it's
Good.
fucking perfect. So we're gonna start with crackhead Joe Biden. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, that's his son. All right. Father of crackhead Hunter Biden. Right.
Yeah.
So I've been really just like relaxing. I've been processing, taking things in. Understand, like now, I go outside to like civilization and stuff now. So I'm like talking to people. I'm mirroring everybody now. It's fucking annoying. They all.
Yeah.
So I'm literally there and I'm talking to people how they feel. And all this time, I'm thinking that the masses of the people that are here, I can only speak for Florida. I can't speak for anywhere else. But for Florida, I thought people were like, yo, we want this. Joe Biden, Democrats, vaccines, stimmy checks, all this stuff that the Democrats promised Beyonce in the fucking inauguration next in 2024. All that shit, right? I thought that's what the people wanted. I've been working, talking to people. Literally, nobody wants this.
Yep.
First of all,
Nope.
I'm gonna take back anybody that talks shit about Florida. I'm taking it all back. I think you guys put Florida, Nixon, and Trump in the same category, and it's fucked up. Because honestly, Florida's lit, bro.
Yeah.
Our
Hell
governor's
yeah, man.
the shit. Our citizens here. I mean, yeah, we got the people that like eat faces and shit, but that's like everywhere.
Yeah.
I can
That's
name
true.
10 people in Harlem right now that probably eat face. And I'm yeah, like and it's like nobody wants this stuff. I'm talking to people. I even talked like last night, Dan, we spoke about the maybe 2000 stimmy check, right?
Yeah.
So I started talking to people at the job, and I'm not talking to my boss because my boss got upset because of course, she has to hire people and people don't want to work, whatever. I started talking to regular people, like people that work under me. Like, yo, bro, there's a next $2,000 stimmy coming, bro. How you feel about that? Well, what the fuck? That doesn't make sense. We're not even in lockdown anymore. This is stupid. Oh my God, they're trying to make us like the people in Wally. We're gonna be fat zombies. And I'm just hearing that shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, it's really
Yeah.
happening. The shit
Yes.
that Dan talked about a couple months ago, the little spark effect, it's really happening. People are waking up finally. But my only thing is, because I should be happy, right? People are waking up, people are excited. No, you people are waking up, but then you fucking dumbasses are waking up, realizing that you're in a shit show, and then you're like closing your eyes, trying to go back to sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna need all of you motherfuckers to wake the fuck up, bro. It's super fucking simple, bro. Like they did this shit with fucking COVID. I remember when Joe Biden sat there in the fucking in the Breakfast Club, and he was like, "We have a fucking plan to take care of COVID." He doesn't have a plan. I remember when he sat there and said how the same app is hack proof, how the mail-in ballots were fraudulent proof. Remember that, everybody? Yeah. How stupid that shit was after the fucking election day, and then we started seeing videos on Facebook of people literally bubbling in Joe Biden's name. But no, that was debunked. Okay, cool. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that was debunked. Cool. All right. So here we are, couple months later, people still talking about Trump in the fucking Capitol riot. And it's like, damn, bro, let him do another hit at this point. Like, it's like somebody playing the same song from like 4 years ago. It's like, bro, do something new.
Yep.
And now we have
Exactly.
the vaccine. Everybody's here. Oh man, I gotta get it. I gotta be safe. Have you? And then I asked them, have you gotten COVID yet? No. Oh, so when it was at its peak, and I just want people to understand this, when COVID was at its peak, right? Remember when New York City was known as ground zero again and all this crazy shit? You know, people in Italy were dying and we hit over 1 million fucking cases and whatever. That was its peak. You didn't get COVID. So the chances of you getting COVID now wouldn't increase, it would actually decrease. And this is just common, basic layman terms logic, right? People are getting vaccine, people are getting healed, people got the antibodies, all this stuff. Why is it more of a risk now to get COVID than it was when the pandemic first started? Why are they now why are they slowly stop talking to you about COVID-19 and now they're talking to you about this new strand of COVID? Like, I'm so over it. And I really don't give a single flying fuck. And I'm gonna and this is just me. This isn't VOP. This is Sage Elias saying this. As of right now, I really am over all this ignorance, the played ignorance that everybody's playing. So at this point, whatever happens to you, like if you get if you get a bacteria infection because of the mask,
Bacterial pneumonia. Yep.
yeah, if you get that,
It's-
that's on you. If you die out of the vaccine, that's on you. If you fucking sit there and you decided to take a vaccine because of a job that pays you like what, $10 an hour, and because you really need that job, even though there's literally an abundance of fucking jobs now. Like, I applied for Checkers when it was like, man, I thought there was nowhere else to go. The week after, I'm over here seeing Racetrack, Publix, fucking Walmart. The fucking Nissan dealership is fucking hiring. Holy shit. But no, it's cool. It's all right. You go take care of that $10 an hour job and get your vaccine.
That's
But
the
if
price of your life and your health.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. This is and then I think about it from 8 months ago when we were sitting here talking about essential workers, how essential workers are the most important people. They are the backbone of this country. They are the unsung heroes. I've heard all of this shit. And now the essential workers that's been working through the entire peak, they don't have any they don't get extra pay.
Get nothing.
They get
No.
nothing. No one cares about you. You know what you fucking essential workers got? A riot. You guys got a bunch of people destroying your neighborhood, destroying your fucking towns because of essential workers. Congratulations to everybody. You guys get literally right now. I'm so glad I'm here. Look, you guys get all that. Congratulations. Essential workers. You guys are amazing.
Yep.
The people that got the vaccine. You guys are amazing. You guys are great, man. I hope you guys the new humans that are now magnets, you guys are amazing. I'm so happy for you guys. You guys are the next version of mutants. I'm so happy for you. I literally hope all you magnet motherfuckers start fighting crime or something.
Jeez.
Like, that's literally I'm just like, yo, it's just so, it's like, bro, like literally I'm sitting there talking about this $1,000 fucking $2,000 stimmy, $1,000 a month after that. And I'm mad. I told Dan I'm mad. I'm like, yo, like, why did I go back to work?
Yep.
Like, why the fuck did it, like, why was it for 3 weeks? It was, you have to go back to work. We have to get back to normal. And then you give us $2,000. You think I'm gonna want to get up and go work 10 hours a shift for $2,000 and $1,000 in my bank account if I'm a bum? I'm not a bum, so it's not me, but I'm saying if I am a bum, oh yeah, I'm staying home. Bobby Biden's paying me. And then it doesn't make sense. And then, like, it's so weird because no one again, once again, for the 4th fucking stimulus check, no one has yet to realize that we are once again taking an enormous debt from the World Bank.
Of course.
Exactly.
No one cares about that.
Tax in the ass.
We're gonna get taxed. Like, yo, once this COVID thing, when they feel like it's really over, right? our taxes are gonna be fucking off the roof. Our income taxes, I don't expect y'all niggas to earn shit after that shit, because you're not earning nothing. You're owing now, and then it's gonna be called, oh well, we were there for you, so you got to be there for us.
Paying taxes is patriotic.
And that's where I say to Joe Biden, Uncle Sam, Uncle Tom, Captain America, Bucky, whoever the fuck else is part of the fucking government, you can eat the fattest part of my penis. Oh yeah.
Yes.
No salt and pepper, bitch.
No, yeah, none of that. No chaser, no nothing. Just take it. Take it for 3 years, because that's what you've been putting us through. 3 years of straight bullshit.
Real quick, shout out to Mr. 2 Extra. Thank you, brother. We always appreciate you jumping in, and thanks for freaking sending us some love too. Always appreciate it, man. Always good to have you here. One day we gotta get you on the air, bro. But dude, don't stop your rant. I want to touch on something that Coin said too, because I spoke about this a couple weeks ago when that little scumbag fuck Neil Cavuto on Fox News. Oh, the stimulus is a hit. The economy is boosted. Apple sales have gone up when their products, and Samsung and Amazon made $150 billion in 3 days. There's your money. That's where people are spending their money on unnecessary shit. Oh, well, we need a stimulus so people could bank that money and use it for a rainy day. But they're buying electronics. They're buying your shit. You are in inflation. It is going to die. It is going to die. Exactly. Yo, Extra, I'm serious, bro. We want to make that happen. Just shout out to you. Would love to have you on the show. That would be freaking badass. So we got to make that happen. Hit us up. Freaking, I don't care. I'll put my email out there.
I'm going to invite him right now.
Yo, do it up. That's all good.
Go for it.
Make it a standing invite. But seriously, like these people, they equate electronics and fucking shit and TVs, like Coin said, that is proof that the economy is doing great while everything else is crumbling around you. Pay no attention. We're going to keep you dumbed down and occupied. Focus on A. Don't pay attention to B, C, D through Z. No. Don't focus on that. Pay attention to only the bullshit that we're selling to you. It is the biggest crime. This is the crime being perpetrated right now, in my opinion, is worse than 9/11. And some people say, how dare you say? I honestly, it is, because we're only in the beginning stages of this. Remember, this is the beginning stages. It's going to get worse. And
what is it, 2035, right?
Well, Agenda 2030, and by full implementation of Agenda 30 by 2035. Yes. And literally, we got to get this Great Reset video on Band.video and play this so people could hear it and actually see it and use their own freaking presentation. The World Economic Forum, I think it was, from 2016, where they put out the Great Reset video, where it literally says you'll own nothing and be happy and all this other bullshit. They put it out years ago. We're not making this up. We're literally sharing with you videos from their own shit. This has always been the plan. This has always been what they were going for. Right. So it's just, I shared something in the chat room, stophate.com. Go on that website, stophate.com, and watch the 38-minute documentary called Writing History, RIGHTING, History. It's a documentary about January 6th. You should really watch that. You should really watch it, and it takes you back to the day, but it points out some very uncomfortable truths that people need to see and need to understand. Like, listen, I'll tell you, as somebody who was there, you think we didn't know who the Antifa people were? Who the fucking plants were? We saw it, we called it out and said, fuck you, we know what you're doing, bullshit. We knew. We literally knew. We saw it. And nobody bought into it, but they were staged. They were plans to create this new distraction to take you away from everything else that's going on. We can't have that. And we are joined by Mr. 2 Extra. What is up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome, King.
What's up?
Welcome,
going on, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I actually can't stay long because I have to work, but I enjoy what y'all be talking about, man. Y'all be talking the real stuff about the government, man. The government is trying to bamboozle us, trying to trick us, and tell us
Yeah.
stuff. My concern right now, and maybe you can help me with it, is that now you got the half the world wearing masks and half the world not wearing masks, but you're preparing my food. Now, my concern is if you're preparing my food without masks, should I be concerned about that? Whether you've been, vaccinated or not, should I be concerned about that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're vaccinated or not. When I come up to the drive-through, I don't know. I'm only going by what the law says now that the ones that don't wear masks, they supposed to be vaccinated. I can only go by that. But what if some people snuck in, they haven't? Who questioned? Nobody questioned anybody about that. They just, I just wonder, is that something that you concerned about? Is that something,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work in food, so I definitely do. But then at the same time, I grew up in a city where I went to a place called the Dirty Deli. So to me, it's like, if I get COVID, I'll probably just get some rompepecho. I'll be
uh,
good. So I'm not the best person, but I would definitely say that it's those are definitely things that they don't want to talk about because those are questions that bring up light bulb situations, you know?
They make you think. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interject, but what you said is perfect. Like, listen, they should never, because of HIPAA, because of ADA, who are they to say we need to see your proof of vaccination? Because that is against everything they fought for years, right? It's a violation of your privacy, a violation of this, American Disabilities Act, everything, right? So they shouldn't do that. But then you tell us all that we can't trust anybody who isn't vaccinated, but you have these other places that aren't asking for your vaccine passport, but allowing people to take off their masks and just assuming. So what was the biggest crisis and the biggest worry not 2 months ago is now magically okay and blind faith is okay, right? But then you have reports from Pfizer itself talking about people with vaccines shedding and getting people unvaccinated sick from the stuff that was put into the vaccine with the other person. That and I'm not making that up either. That's literally on Pfizer's website. So, extra, you are spot on. That right there, that blows a hole in all their smokescreen bullshit. It blows a hole in their entire narrative, their propaganda. They were sloppy with this. They rolled it out too quick. They had a plan for years. They rolled it out too quick, and they've never been on the same page. And they just want you to forget. Use the fear porn to work against you. But you are 100% right. What should we be concerned about? The shedding? The people who are lying, like me, I haven't been vaccinated, and I'll take off my mask, right? Because you should never fucking wear a mask. So, am I the enemy? Are you the enemy? VHS, are you the enemy? You have the vaccine. Are you the enemy? Am I the enemy? Who's the enemy? Right? But
I'm the enemy.
let's create more division. Let's create
Mhm.
more forced segregation, keep people fearing each other, keep people fearful of interacting with each other because we lost them on the narrative, but we'll win with the division game.
That's sad. That's sad, Because and here's another thing that they speak of it not being airborne, but how else do you get it? We got to wear masks. We got to
Yeah,
how else
right.
do you get it? And like the man said, it could be in your food.
Yes.
All it takes is someone to cough, breathe, or something. So they say, and you have it, or you can get it.
Mhm.
Just a lot of questions about how you get it, and how you don't get it, and all that. It just doesn't seem right.
God
It's
bless you.
it's a
You-
lot
you-
of
Exactly. I agree.
like I remember election day, right? Was it Dan that we were talking for that long that I was just saying like things are not making sense, right? And
yes.
I'm not very smart. I'm the layman's terms of the VOP, right? But to me, it's like, oh, this doesn't make sense. And I'm telling Dan, like, hey Dan, this doesn't add up. But this doesn't make much sense. And I don't know the science behind it, but common sense teaches us that 2 plus 2 is 4. There's no other way around it. It's not 6, it's not 22, it's not 44. But now the government that we have now, they will tell you like, oh yeah, 2 plus 2 is 4, but sometimes it could be 5.
Mhm.
And then like sometimes if you take away the 1, you bring it down, you carry it around, you bring it to Georgia, bring it down back, have it to the Philippines. Yeah, then it's definitely 5. And it's
It's
bullshit.
And look at, I'm sorry to say this, and this is what pisses me off. This is what pisses me off with the forced social justice bullshit we see in the media paradigm. We see all this crap, what they're doing. Look at who they targeted. They targeted the Philippines, the UK, Australia, North America. They specifically, black people, you're more vulnerable. How so? You just are. Who say so? So we're going to give you the vaccines first. You know why? They go after strength. They need to dumb down and attack those who are the strongest and who are willing to stand up against the bullshit, the fighters, the actual people who have fight instilled into their DNA, regardless of color. But they need to segregate you and go after you first. So we gotta create this whole new paradigm of it's back in the 1950s and 60s where black and white can't get along, but black people line up, take your shots. We believe in your freedom, but we're going to tell you what to do and what you need to survive. And don't trust a white, don't trust the Asian, don't trust a Hispanic because we tell you to. No, they want to prevent us from having conversations like this. And they know damn well that as people like all of us here, we're the ones that'll fight back. We're the ones that'll question the narrative. So we need to fall in line or be unpersoned and eliminated any way they possibly can. And that's what I said about all the propaganda shit that we see on TV. What pisses me off, I'm friends now with Larry Pickney, and we are going to get him on the show. Larry Pickney is somebody who I fucking love, original founder of the Black Panthers. And what did he say? What did he say? He was just on Alex Jones' show. He got banned on Twitter for bringing up a fact about the election. They removed him. They unpersoned him as well. An actual freaking legend, a hero, a freaking freedom fighter. All right? But he's bad. But like he said it, he goes, look at what happened with the forced campaign. Now every TV commercial, black people, everything's black. Now everything's gay. He goes, understand what they're doing. Now, Democrats, like in California, having segregated graduation. So segregation is what you are supposedly against, even though you're the ones that instituted it, but we don't want to talk about history because God forbid, right? Malcolm X called you out, the white liberal being the ultimate devil, but we don't talk about that. So now segregation is okay when you say it's okay because you want to cause a divide. You want white people to say, well, that's bullshit. How come black people can do this and I can't do that? You want us to hate each other. For those of us who are awake, we hate the ones spreading the propaganda and not who you want us to hate. That's what it takes. That regardless of your Republican, Democrat, anarchist, whatever you are, to rise above the propaganda narrative and still, like Dr. King, another hero said, judge people by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And if you want to ad lib or sexual orientation or anything else, judge people as people and not what they look like or how they live their lives. They don't want that. The lies about January 6th, they don't want that because, as I said, I was literally arm locked with members of Black Lives Matter at the top of the steps of the Capitol singing the national anthem. They weren't Trump supporters, but they saw the bullshit. I have it on video. I can't show the video still. I still have it saved magically. I still can't show the video because they're going to come and get me. I didn't go inside, right? I went to our nation's capital like anybody should be able to do. But no, they don't want you to see that. When we held rallies back in the day, we had people who I knew were white supremacists who I fucking hate. They weren't wearing their Nazi propaganda bullshit. They were wearing regular shirts. They weren't preaching their hate. So I said, I can't ban anybody from a public event. Okay. They were there. You know who they were talking to? Members of the Black Panthers. That were sitting there, they were laughing, talking, shaking hands, getting along. We had Christians and Satanists and all these people come together because we had unity and agreement on certain issues. The next day, I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing. I'm a no one. But the next day, the Associated Press, the New York Times, every CNN attacked me. And I lost my job, everything. They attacked me because I made the mistake of holding public events where I said everybody has a voice and everybody matters and there's more that unites us and divides us. And that is the absolute mortal sin. I'm sorry. Somebody else talk. I'll shut up now.
Nah, man, I feel you, bro.
No,
What
you
you're
good.
saying is exactly true. And it's super frustrating, right? Because let's take you, right? A nobody, right? A no one, right? And they attacked you hard, right? So let's put that amplifier to like 1 billion to what Larry Pickney, Alex Jones, that Yiannopoulos dude. I forget his name.
Milo, yeah.
Milo. Wow. Wow, what a easy first
Milo.
name. But yeah, Milo, like all these people, getting shunned. Jordan Peterson. Jordan fucking Peterson. One of the most smartest people that I can gladly say is probably in my top 5 smartest people that I love listening to. They call him a racist. They call him a white supremacist. They call him all this crazy shit. Why? He doesn't say fuck black people. All he says is, yo, mental illness, it's a thing, but it's a thing because of how the system is making you. 80% of kids that grow up in poverty have mental illness. Why? Because they're in small quarters for decades and decades, sharing a room with 20 plus 10, 5, 10, 15 plus fucking people. Having parents beat on them, not teach them social cues. Why does this happen? Because of what the system. I'm not even just say systemic racism. It's what the system that the overlords have put above. I'm sounding like gorgeous now. The overlords have put in front of us.
Yes.
And the minute he started saying that, oh, he's a racist now. Don't listen to Jordan Peterson. Oh, he's a giant threat. Blah 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 blah. Canceled him on all the regular liberal shits. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. And now, and here we are. We're getting more people that are understanding, like, yo, this place that's land of the free, home of the brave, all this cool stuff. It's slowly not becoming that anymore.
It's lost.
I wouldn't even say it's fully lost, but we're definitely losing it. 100%.
Extra, go ahead.
That's true.
I got a quick.
Especially go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to ask you a question. I heard a lot of conspiracy theories going on. Do you think that they're actually selling tickets to go to Mars? Do you think?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
They sell tickets to rich, famous, like almost billionaires to go to the space shuttle.
Space station.
Yeah, to go to the.
Space
I'm sorry. Yeah, to the space station. You don't think Elon Musk money hungry ass isn't gonna sit there and fucking pay what? Probably 100 mil, 200 mil, 300 mil.
But let's also. I don't know if you were going there, Extra, but freaking, let's not forget the Malaysia flight 800 or whatever that just magically disappeared, filled with people, never found the wreckage, just magically vanished, right? The people on the planes in 9/11 just magically vanished. They all died in the plane crash, of course. So you know what? Right. Me questioning everything makes me question what they're doing with that as well. So I don't know if that's where you were going with that one, but I'm skeptical of everything. Do I think they're selling tickets for it? Of course. Do I think it's legit? I don't know. I don't trust him.
I think it's about as legit as COVID, the vaccine, last year's election, and wrestling.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think you're gonna go on a spaceship, and it's gonna say you're gonna go to Mars. Are you gonna make it? Probably not. Like I'm gonna be one of those people, just like the vaccine. I'm waiting on like the 8th wave. All right, because I remember it. Well, I was from Six Flags. Right, I'm from up north. We used to go to Six Flags when the King the Cod came out. It was really cool, right? But the minute it was open, it was closed down for like a whole 2 years because they'll put up 8 dummies and it will come down as only 4. And it's like, yeah, man, idea and practice, it takes a long time because humans, they're like me. We're stupid. Yeah. We're stupid fucks. Yep. Like people like Dan and Gorgeous, they don't become successful and famous right away. The morons do. The stupid people that take a rock and put it in gelatin and call it fucking a slushy from fucking Uganda, they get famous all the time. Yeah. And those are the ones that are making that space shuttle. Those are the ones that are making our vaccine. Those are the fucking Bill Gates blew dirt into the fucking sky to fucking block out the sun, bro. These are the people that's the president, right? The main guy of the COVID task force or whatever the fuck shit people are naming it now. We are doomed unless Dan becomes president in 2020.
Extra, man. I definitely want you to come back on other shows, man. If you can, I'd love to have you on.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Like right now, I gotta leave though, but I gotta get ready for work. But I appreciate you having me on. It's no problem, man. Just inbox me or let me know.
Definitely.
See if there's any way I can give you
Yeah, man.
my you have Instagram?
What the hell do I have? I know I have it. You know what? Here, I'm gonna give you my email in the chat room.
Okay, in the chat room.
Hit me up on there. BOPUSAlive@gmail.com. Yep, hit me up on there, and I'll give you all my contact info because I don't hide anything. I'm just not gonna put it out on there. But hit me up on that email and we'll talk, dude. Yeah, anytime you can come on, I'd freaking love to have you. And I love the fact that we didn't know each other prior, but this is what I love. This is what excites me. Another person is coming in, having a conversation. I love it. I love it. So please, man, come back and join us anytime. Hit me up and I'll definitely be in touch.
Okay, can I say my slogan before I leave?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so to be extra. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love you, man. Much love. I love it. I love it. I love it. I honestly, that guy is cool as shit. I'm not just saying it because he just came on the show, but that dude has been jumping into so many shows and leaving comments and shit. I'm so happy you joined us. See that right there, Vic, that's what excites me. See, that's why we do this. It's meeting other random people that are willing to think outside the fucking box, you know, and question shit. Real people. I love it. I love it. You have no idea. Like, duh. And VHS, my man, please feel free to speak. I know I talk a lot. I'm sorry. And
nah, man, you good. It's like I said, I'm glad that more people are. It shows that there's more people who are. We're not alone. It shows that we're not alone. That people who are asking questions are actually getting it.
yes,
So it shows that we haven't give up hope yet. So I'm actually that's freaking awesome, man.
yeah. That's the shit that's inspiring. You see, when you have a platform like this, you put something out there. Guess what? People will come. People will come because they want to have rational, normal conversation and talk about shit that if you talk about anywhere else, God forbid, you'll be shunned. You'll be cast aside as an evil person. But that's why this exists, you know? And I'm proud of you for spitting your facts. I'm proud of Elias for, believe me, Elias said before he's the dumb one or the layman's term one, whatever. He's not giving himself enough credit. The dude has evolved over time, and not because I'm sitting there telling him how to think or whatever else. He's doing his own research and living his life and picking up on shit on his own. And I love that. I love that because like I said before, Coin said, you know, and agreed with, once you wake up and once you see things for how it truly is and how things are, you can never, it's it's like I said, somebody said, why do you yell so much? Like, because that's all I know how to do. Because you feel like you want to yell all the time and say, wake up, wake up, see it, feel it. You're living it already. Understand it. Much love to you, brother. We look forward to having you back on, man. Be safe at work, doing whatever it is you got to do. Freaking love having you on, man. And speak.
You too extra, man.
Hell yeah. And you see, he's got the easy fucking saying too. I like that. See, if I learned that shit, my outros and shit last about 30 minutes.
Damn.
Right?
Oh, Gettysburg speech having ass.
Yeah, I know. Jesus. But Elias will be back, by the way. He had to go do something real quick, so he messaged me on the side. But,
no
you know, it's one of those deals like I feel like and that's where people take Alex Jones as the public enemy number one when it comes to people using him as an example, this, that, whatever else. All right, fine, so be it. Well, he yells all the time, so he's obviously just an actor. No, you know what? And maybe he is. I like to think, I'm sorry, there's a lot of truth I've gotten from InfoWars that has been proven correct time and time and time and time and time again. And people hate that, and that's why he's really banned everywhere, is because there's a lot of shit you'll see on there, on the Alex Jones show, on War Room, American Journal, whatever it may be. You'll see shit like, that doesn't sound right. Give it a year. Give it a month. Give it a few weeks, and then it starts coming out. Like, dude, they literally found an Alex Jones show that he himself forgot about, that his producer played on the air, of Alex Jones saying, I've read the white papers, and he goes, you're not going to be able to go to ball games anymore. You're not going to be able to go to your neighbors. You're not going to be able to go to your bars. They're going to make you take vaccines. You're going to use a fake pandemic. It was from 2009. 2000. He said the medical tyranny is coming. Operation Lockstep is coming. Took almost 12 years, but here we are. You know, and you can't deny that. And when they say like, oh, he's yelling all the time, how can you not yell? How can you not yell? You know, and Coin's right. You're spot on. It's like when you see the shit and you call out truths, how can you not be passionate about it, loud about it? You can't hold it in because, listen, people call me an asshole, call me hateful, call me this. I literally want people to wake up to save themselves. I'm not saying listen to me, listen to you, listen to Elias, listen to Extra, listen to Coin. I'm saying wake up and do your own research. Save yourself and understand. Understand that, and we laugh about it. We make fun of it internally about my rants. They want you to die. They need you to die. I'm not making it up though. When I say that, I'm not being funny. You know, it literally, I'll slow it down. I won't yell it as I say it, but think about this. And I'm not even repeating, verbatim what I've said in the past, but this is what I say and they laugh at. They want you to die. They need you to die. They're counting on you to die, and they're counting on you willingly volunteering to die. Already, they literally control when you eat, when you shop, when you work, when you shit, when you fuck, when you breathe, when you talk, what you could watch, what you could say, where you could go, how long you could be out. You have curfews now. You have interstate travel restrictions. You have violations. You're being arrested. They control all of it. Again, and then you have this racist in chief Biden saying in front of the military in England, the greatest threat to the world is climate change. As I said last night, I'll repeat now, climate change. We have to have carbon tax. We have to reduce our carbon emissions. Carbon is the enemy. What are we all made of? Carbon. We are the target. That's the truth. No matter what you think of me, I don't care if you all hate me, all love me, whatever. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to point out the obvious that maybe you missed in the fear porn. Like, everything they do publicly, and they do in front of you because it's part of their deal. It's how they get off. They're telling you what they're doing while they're doing it to you, and people go along with it.
Yep. Imagine there was a movie, like, remember movie Network? Seen that? Yep. That's why I imagine you are. The whole people say, and I'm mad as hell. I can't take it anymore. That's what you and I are feeling. That's pretty much that man described what this network is about. You're gonna get mad. We have an angry, frustration, but you need to realize that's frustrated with truth.
Yes.
So,
and again, it's the same principle that once you hit that level, you can't shut up about it. And the more they ban you, and the more they silence you, and the more they demonize you, and the more they attack you, you say, well, if I'm so wrong, wouldn't you just ignore me? Wouldn't you just ignore me? If those over 200,000 doctors and scientists and virologists, if they were so wrong, wouldn't you just ignore them? But no, you literally kill them. You take away their practices. You take away their social media. You take away their houses. You attack their family. Why? Wouldn't you just ignore it? No, you need to silence those who speak truth.
Yeah. It's just a stress effect in steroids. We're basically it. So no matter how you try to bury it, it's going to get louder and louder.
Yes. And real quick, Coin, there's an auto moderation thing that I don't think any of us set up, and I can't go to it during a live show, and it keeps hiding your comments when you say certain things. We didn't do that. I'm just letting you know. So
of course.
That's Haps doing it again. So Bro, that's not us doing it because I don't think we ever set up an auto moderation. We moderate our own shit in real time if need be. So, yeah, I love that. But whatever,
Stop.
I know it can't be true. And they love us. It's a happy environment. It haps.
With rainbows and bunny rabbits.
Yeah. But there's just, you spoke about network, right? It's great. Like I always say, what about that great movie Contagion? that showed all this shit in 2011, but hey, no, it's just a coincidence. It's all a coincidence. Remember, I say this to people and for the political side, when they talk about, and they're still doing it in the news, they talk about Trump, they talk about QAnon. Well, I will say this to the QAnon followers of the world, and I'm not getting into what I followed it all. I did. I paid attention to everything because I find it interesting, right? When they demonize you for questioning sex trafficking and things of that nature, I'm not going into all the beliefs. When they demonize you and call you a Q conspiracy theorist, when they say QAnon, ask them about Blue Anon. You know what Blue Anon is? We have proof. Adam Schiff says, I have proof Donald Trump colluded with Russia. Where's your proof? Well, I don't really have it. That's a conspiracy theory. That's Blue Anon. Donald Trump incited a riot and incited an insurrection. Where's your proof? One of your own liberal inspector generals just debunked that whole thing. That's called Blue Anon. Okay? No way did it come out of a lab. No, it's absolute bullshit. WHO says so. Now the WHO says, no, it did. That's Blue Anon. So fight back. Use your words against their lies. No matter if I agree with everything you say or not, fight back. Use the power of your words. And the thing they fear the most, they fear it more than anything else, is an educated response throwing facts in their face, because facts are the enemies of lies, a propagandist. That's all I'm saying. Oh yeah. Oh, dude, Coin, we gotta get you on the show again, dude. Obviously, but there's so much I want to go into. The banks, of course, handing out loans all the time, right? Yes, the beachfront properties you talk about. It's true. Global warming and sea levels are going to rise. We're all going to die, but we're giving out sweet beachfront property loans and everything else because what happened? Do you know that the actual temperature of the Earth, the climate, has gone down 3 degrees in the last 5 years? Where is global warming? Well, we're having a heat wave up here right now. And shout out to where it comes from. The greatest response ever to global warming conspiracy theorists. Yes, I'll use it. I'll use it back at them. The greatest response about global warming came from one man, Donald J. Trump. It's called weather. It's called history. It's happened before. It's like, thank you. Like,
I mean, what's the North Pole and South Pole? It's like, wow, I never heard that before. Equinox? Oh man.
You mean to tell me, and I'm going to attack you right now, VHS, you fucking arrogant bastard. You mean to tell me that up where I live in the Northeast, that between the months of October to March, it gets cold and it snows? You're a lying, racist conspiracy theorist. I like when they say this. You're not a climate change denier. You're a climate denier. I love that. I don't deny there's climates. Yes, you've been exposed. You heathen. Damn it. Like, dude, I see people and they do it up here all the time and I laugh. They freak out when a snowstorm is coming. You mean to tell me it snows in the Northeast in the wintertime? Wow. But I've lived here my whole life, but this is a bad one. You're the same ones that, time to put on my mask, take a shit. Like, you might as well, right? You might as well be of the same ilk. Seriously. Like, for Christ's sake, stop it. Stop it. But the Paris Accord, the climate accord that Biden put us back in, we have to pay billions and billions and billions to the world in a carbon tax and to China and to India, but we have to reduce our carbon footprint. But China and India, they don't have to for at least 10 to 15 years down the road. That's how you fix climate change. What the fuck? Oh, the ice is melting, and then all of a sudden, oh, whoops, we found it. So,
Hey, square peg supposed to go to a square hole. I just want to remind that. Not the circle hole, the square hole. Why you keep banging to the circle hole, Biden? Why you keep banging on it?
Come on,
That's not
man.
where it goes.
Like, dude, Coin brought up something else in the chat room. Yes, the holes in the ozone. First off, the ignorance of man to think that we are that much of an impact on our ozone, which is comical to me. But the holes were so bad, and we're all, all the holes, it's going to kill us, and the radiation from the sun and everything else. But Bill Gates wants to block out the sun because we need the sun. We don't need the sun, but the sun's going to kill us, but the sun's going to save us, right? But the holes in the ozone. But now, the holes went away. We don't talk about the holes anymore. Okay, so we don't talk about holes in the ozone anymore, right? Okay. Okay, cool. So we don't talk about that. All right. But we also don't talk about up until 1994, the big fear was what was it? It was global cooling. It was global cooling they were afraid of. That we're going to have a new ice age. But then they realized there's not enough money in that and power and control, so let's just spin it. The world's going to end in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2018. I know.
That's the longest end of the world await I ever
right?
experienced.
I mean, where is it? Blue
it hits traffic. It's like the end of the world is like the longest traffic.
Yeah. I make a joke with others all the time about the Hells Angels were going to Portland to end the riots and that were happening last summer. But the Hells Angels, you see all these posts on social media. The Hells Angels are on their way. We month 2, month 3, they're still on their way. They just got lost. They're yeah, it's all coming, just like the end of the world. It's coming, really. It is. We are the perpetrators of our own greatest censorship. We are the perpetrators of our own end. We are the ones that'll do it to ourselves because we foolishly go along with stories, fables, fairy tales, and fear porn. Understand, and remember, ISIS was eliminated. Trump eliminated them, but now the magic they're back. As soon as Biden becomes president, they're back. They're back. Yep. It's called government agencies, government-funded groups to perpetuate the lie and the illusion or the disillusion to scare you, right? So, but that's a conspiracy theorist. Of course it is. What about Gaddafi? How's Gaddafi doing, huh? Gaddafi, who is all about women empowerment, all his freaking, his Revolutionary Guard were all women. They were rich. People were doing good. And he's going to make a deal with Obama and help them fight terrorism. And then where'd he go? Dragged through the streets, ripped apart, murdered, right? That's what happens when you make a deal with the uniparty that is nothing more than a front for global terror on a real scale. We are the perpetuators. The Mossad, the CIA, the FBI, they are the ones that perpetrate this onto the world. And that's not me being anti-Jew, anti-Israel. I'm anti-intelligence agencies. I support the last good Democrat who had a shitload of flaws, but JFK said it right. And imagine what would have happened if they would have let him live. Imagine the balls of him to say he's going to go after the FBI and CIA and break them into a million little pieces in the 60s. What did it get him? Dead. What did it get his brother? Dead. His son? Dead.
Yep.
Think back again. I bring this up all the time. MacArthur, one of my absolute heroes when it comes to military generals. MacArthur was a man before his time, but look at Eisenhower. Waited to his farewell address to the nation. A lifelong military man. West Point, general, everything else came out of World War II. President of the United States of America. No new wars, no new attacks, nothing. And he waited to his last farewell address, his last speech, to warn the world about the technological military industrial complex. And this is a career military man. What did he know in the early 50s that he was warning us about? But don't worry, the CIA came in with Operation Mockingbird and told the big three media at the time to basically mute that, silence that, talk over that, and start labeling. So we can't talk about that.
Damn.
You see how it all circles back? The famous phrase now, the dumb shit fucking the White House press secretary, right? You got to circle back, and she became a meme. But see how it all circles back to our past? This shit's been in play and been in motion forever. Forever. Man.
Deja vu.
It's so frustrating, man. It is so frustrating because it's like we're asking for it. The more compliant we are, the more complicit we are in our own downfall. You know, you can literally explain this to me. You could grow organs, grow humans, cloning in a tube, but you can't fix the body's production of insulin. You can't cure cancer. You can't cure HIV. Bullshit.
Yeah, because it doesn't cost well. It doesn't cost well to fix people.
There's
cost
too much
to prevent it. Yeah.
Yeah. They make too much money off of it. They make too much money off the sickness selling you the cure. You literally can grow organs and human beings, and now apparently it's not even, you could say this out loud, I guess it's allowed now, human-animal chimeras that Alex Jones talked about for years and was ridiculed for, now it's out in the Senate report, and they allowed it now, and they're admitting it, and it's all coming out, declassified shit. Human-animal chimeras, hybrids, grown in tubes and bags. But you can't cure cancer or diabetes or the fucking common cold. But don't worry, you got the COVID cure.
Right.
And again, doesn't it sound stupid? Doesn't it sound crazy? Doesn't it sound hilarious? It should, but it's true. They spend more time putting people to work, as Coin said earlier in the chat room, to fact check people like you, like me, like Elias, like Gorgeous, like whomever, to fact check us and to belittle us and to degrade us and to unperson us and to blacklist us and to silence us, than actually looking for truth that's right there to be taken.
Yep.
It's beyond me. It is beyond, when they go to such great lengths to silence nobodies, independent thinkers. When they go to these lengths, there's something wrong. People need to see it and feel it and understand it. There's something wrong. It's a campaign. It's a silence campaign. Silence all of us who are able to question the narrative, to question the status quo. Fuck, I want to be, I brought this up last night too, and I'm going to revisit this quickly and kind of elaborate on what I said last night about Trump. Some people thought that Donald Trump was going to be the end all be all and save the world all alone. No. They listen to everything he says and take it as gospel. Great. I'm a Trump supporter, right? But I'm a realist. And there's some things he did that I love, some things he did that I don't like, right? Okay.
Right.
But one of the first things Trump said, and he repeated time and time again, it takes more than one person because this is worse than I ever thought that it could be. But everybody ignored that statement. They ignored that. Oh, Trump's going to do it all alone. You literally have members of his own family, of his own cabinet, of his own party, of his own working against him. His vice president worked against him. The Secretary of Defense worked against him. The Attorney General worked against him. The FBI, the CIA. Do you understand where I'm going with this? It's not one man. It's bigger than one man. When do we take personal accountability and say we all need to do our part? We all need to fight this shit If it's an information war, it's an information war. We have to do our part because nothing is going to change until we accept the fact that we need to be that change. We saw a hint of it, a glimpse of it on January 6th. And what happened? All their lies debunked, all their shit debunked just this past week, but we don't talk about that. No, it was an insurrection. Look at the video on stophate.com. Watch the documentary. Here's the 100 people that went inside the Capitol, and here's the 2 million plus people outside that could have taken that building any second they so desired to.
Yeah.
But they didn't. But they were afraid because their plants got some to go inside and they broke some things. They broke windows. Well,
Yep.
Fair assessment, 4 dead on one side, no dead on the other side, but it was an insurrection. Okay, cool. They could have taken the building. It didn't. But your reaction was priceless. You perpetuate the January 6th lie as much as you do the Russia bullshit because you were afraid. And I said this before, and I will say it again. And anybody who wants to ban this, you can fucking ban it all day. I don't care. When the people fear the government, there's tyranny. When the government fears the people, there's liberty. And for a brief moment in time, we got to see just how close we were and just what it looks like. And the response to that is turning our nation's capital into a militarized zone just to prevent people from gathering again. Well, they were taking up arms. Listen, you've gone after grandmas and grandpas and cops and black and white and gay and straight, everything alike, still sitting in jail because of January 6th. But what about the people who were planting pipe bombs outside the RNC in that same day? You haven't caught them yet, but no, let's go after the old ladies, the old men, and everybody else that was there. They picked up arms of their nation's capital. What, flags? Flags?
Jeez. Apparently flags just have bullets in there, apparently.
You see the hypocrisy? Why did the Atlantic and the Guardian put out the news story in the mainstream media the day of January 6th about a breach at the Capitol, an insurrection at the Capitol at 9:30 in the morning that day, 2 hours before Trump even spoke, before anything ever happened? Why did you put out the news story and then you removed it real quick and then you reissued it later on in the day? You had it ready to go. I remember marching down the street a couple miles to the Capitol, and I remember going around the one side, and I remember yelling at all the media. I'm like, millions of people in the streets, not a camera to be found, but why are you all here at the Capitol on one side of the lawn? You're all here for what? What are you expecting? And I told off people in the media. I was yelling at them. They laughed at me. I have it on video. One day, I'm going to show those videos. Maybe I'll put that behind a paywall. But seriously, like, fuck you, Rockfin. But seriously, like, what did they know that we didn't? Why was the media all strategically set up in one location? Why? Nothing is coincidence. But that moment in time, we saw how they react and how they're still reacting to it. They, for being the greatest perpetuators, is that a word? Whatever, of evil and death and destruction and terrorism on the world, we know your weak spot. We know what you fear the most. Us. Knowledge and unity. They're terrified of it. They are terrified of that. Platforms like Haps are terrified of that. YouTube, terrified of that. Rockfin, apparently, terrified of that.
Yeah.
To name a few, right? But take your pick. Uh-oh, I see the ball spinning. Am I about to lose connection again? Let's see.
I hope not.
I'm waiting. I only left to go. Do you know, just for shits and giggles, I've tried to create exactly 16 more accounts on Twitter. And every time I do, they suspend it within 2 minutes every time. Because on the...
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Oh, right?
Jeez.
How comical is that? You put that much... They put that much effort in to literally. So that means they're watching me in real time. They're watching everything that I do. Right? They're paying attention. I set off a red flag, and they gotta go ban, 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 ban. Right? Okay. They are so focused on this that am I their greatest concern? Am I the world's greatest concern? I'm nothing. But they spend time, money, put effort into banning everything. For what? For what? Because I called some troll a dumb fucking idiot? No, sorry, I called him a fucking loser, not even a dumb fucking idiot. And that got me suspended for life on Twitter. Okay. It's the irony of it. But now you can't put out mean tweets. Now it's a thing. You hear that? Twitter is going to start enforcing that policy. You're going to have AI capturing tweets that are deemed mean.
Oh,
but we need hate speech legislation. See the problem?
Yeah.
If I say to you, VHS, I think fucking AEW sucks. That's a mean tweet. Banned.
Apparently. God. Well, you're 7 years old. Grow up.
It's de-evolution. It angers me. It angers me. It motivates me, but it angers me so freaking much. So much. Anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, this show is going by really freaking quick. I didn't even realize the time. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, man. We were going in for a long time around there. We didn't even fuck the time.
Right? I didn't even pay attention. Like I'm freaking. It's hard. It's hard not to.
I thought it was an hour. I thought it was like an hour, but no, it's like 2. Like,
yeah, we're 2.5 hours in already, dude. Like, holy shit! I love that shit, though. Don't get me wrong. That's priceless to me. But fuck. So sorry to the audience that you've been yelled at this entire time, but now you know why I yell. But
they're getting to know us.
Yeah, the newbies get it. I think quickly. The ones that have been around, they accept it.
Same.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby girl. I appreciate that. Buy me a coffee. What the fuck is this buy me a coffee thing anyway?
$3, baby girl. What the? Hold on.
Yes. And Elias has returned.
I'm making that a sound bite of me just going Sage. It's gonna be my thing now.
God.
It's gonna make everybody angry, and I love it.
No, that's good. So Elias, welcome back, man.
What did I miss?
It's a continuation of what you left on. It's the same thing. Just like
All right, bet. So I'm gonna say something, and then I'm gonna ask you a question, Dan. That's gonna change the topic. You ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I think we all understand now that the government's a piece of shit, and you shouldn't believe anything, and do your own research, right? Cool. So with that being said, so Dan, how do you feel about Nixon?
I still, as I've said before, Nixon he's one of my favorite presidents, first off. I don't like what he did with China, but I also think that was half a setup. I don't like the gold standard disappearing under him, but I also think that was really not all his doing. I thought Nixon was pretty badass and did a lot of shit that was well before his time that never gets highlighted, never gets credited, because all we talk about is he resigned in disgrace for what is done day to day, 1,000 times worse every single day. It pales in comparison to what he did, allegedly, but all that shit pales in comparison. It's kind of ironic. So I'm sorry. I thought Nixon was pretty much a badass. I really did. Good.
So I asked that because so when I was a kid, right? I remember I was in social studies, and they do like 10 chapters on Washington, 5 on Lincoln, and then they do like a little half page on Nixon, right?
Of course, he's a disgrace, don't you know?
Yeah. And I remember And I remember when I was sitting there with my social studies teacher and we was learning about Nixon, and all I learned was that he left. He was gonna get impeached. And before he, they fully went with the impeachment or something like that, he just resigned. He was like, "Yo, I'm out." He gave out the deuces. And to me, I didn't see that as disgrace. I saw that as pretty boss. Like, yo, hell yeah. You did
Yes.
your shit. You did what you had to do. Now they're gonna try to dirty your name. I'm done, bro. I'm 50 something years old. My penis barely stands up anymore without Viagra. I don't gotta deal with this shit. I'm out. Air Force One. Let's fucking wrap it up, buddy. So I always thought that was cool, and I will always joke around and troll, be like, Nixon's my favorite president, just to get people angry because I didn't know nothing about him. And then it was like about a month or two ago. I remember I started watching a bunch of documentaries about him, and I thought the same thing. I was like, yo, this dude is pretty fucking dope. Like he was actually the first president to actually try to put in a female into the Supreme Court. But it didn't go through. And he actually says it in his speech. He's like, "Hey, it didn't work, but I want you guys to know that I have opened the door for there to be a woman sitting on the Supreme Court."
He did a lot of things that you'll never hear about. The only reason why so many people now know Nixon's name is because they used him as a comparison. Trump's going to be impeached like Richard Nixon. He's going to be a disgraced president like Richard Nixon. That's the only way they brought him up. That's the only time. Then when it didn't work, he's erased from history again. So there's a lot of stuff, and that's something that we should do a separate episode on. Really go. I'd love to get into him, Eisenhower, and then military side, General Douglas MacArthur. I would love to do maybe even a 3-hour show, an hour for each. I would love to really deep dive into that shit because there's so much historical inaccuracies and things that are not taught these days that are relevant to what we're dealing with right now.
Oh yeah. And it's like, and I haven't finished 1968, Dan. I really am sorry.
Well, 1968 or 1984?
1968.
Oh, okay.
You want me to watch 1984?
You have to.
Okay, I got it mixed up. So I was watching 1968. I'm only up to episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
But even now, I'm not gonna even talk about it because as of right now, I feel like 1968 in a whole is the equivalent to like the red pill. So right now I have so many questions, but I'm like, you know what? I want to finish it because you were saying that at the end it gives you so many answers and so many questions.
Yes.
So I don't want to ask you something and then you're gonna go, yeah, just finish the documentary, bro.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We'll get into that on a separate show or a special show because there's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot to unpack there. I mean, and there's so much shit. There's so much shit that we could really get into based off of that, and also, again, it bears repeating that 1984 is essential viewing for what we're going through right now. So, yeah, dude. And I'm proud of you for doing this shit on your own, too. I was saying before while you had to step away, I said that you wrongfully said that you're the dumb one or you're the layman's term one or whatever. No, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you've done on your own, and you've taken the time to educate and open your own eyes. It wasn't me just telling you do this, think this way. You did it on your own, and I respect that, and I appreciate that. You've been crushing it. You've been crushing it, and I'm proud of that because that's what it takes, and that's what we want more people to do. Yeah. It's just, oh, Wolf. Oh, dude, you're there. I'm sorry, bro.
What's up, Wolf?
What's up,
Wolf? What's up, bro?
Listening in. I'm just listening in. Do have some good news.
Go ahead.
Last show I was on, I mentioned about my health issues and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually had a tube stuffed down my nose and into my throat, but come to find out, right around your voice box, your Adam's apple, I have acid reflux that occurs there, not in the normal place of your upper chest and lower neck area. And
really?
That's what all that inflammation and something in my throat feeling was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They give me 2 pills, one morning, one night, and a nasal spray to do twice a day. And literally, I've only used 1 day's worth of it, and it's already 100% difference.
Yo, that's so fucking cool.
Wow.
Let me ask you, bro. Like, how many tests? Let me speak correctly before Carrie kills me. How many tests did you have to take before they figured out, like, hey, this is what's wrong with you? Because I only asked because, like, my nephew was like had really bad chronic pancreatitis, right? but they didn't tell him
hmm
that. They didn't discover it, I guess, until like 7 years after giving him like a battery of tests. They thought that he had like an ulcer. They thought that he had pancreatic cancer for a while. Um, it was really depressing. And then 7 years later, he talks to the right doctor, and he's like, "Nah, bro, you have pancreatitis." Like, and then he has like,
Um,
"Oh
I'm
no, he doesn't have pancreatitis. He just has really bad acid reflux." So like, regular acid reflux is just like a little bit of your stomach acids. He will send up like probably like
yep.
half of his acids up his throat.
And see, one of the things that gave away for them to do the testing that they did on me was because
Hmm.
I told them that there have been mornings I've woke up, and I don't know if y'all have had experience with this or not, but you swallow a pill and it gets stuck like at the back corner of your mouth and your throat area, and you
Yeah.
get that like tangy, real funky taste in your mouth.
Oh yeah.
And I wake up in the morning times and I have that. And I went to a doctor to get Chantix to quit smoking, which I'm
Hmm.
doing darn good about. I went from a pack a
Great.
day to today I've only had 7 cigarettes.
Fucking
Um,
dope, bro.
yeah, I'm doing great. And she felt in my throat because I told her about that feeling,
Hmm.
and she asked me. She says, "Do you have any odd tastes and stuff?" And I told her about it. She's like, "Well, I'm sending you to a ear, nose, and throat specialist."
Hmm.
And me being, you got to show me the data. I went to an older ENT, and he goes
Yeah.
feeling around my throat, and he says, "Oh, you got it's called silent reflux, is what it's called."
Wow. Okay.
And
Oh
and
my
and I'm
god.
like, "Dude, you didn't even look in my throat. How do you know that?" He's like, "Well, I'm sending you to a sleep specialist. You might have sleep apnea." I'm like, "All right, cool." Did research on the guy. He's a surgeon, sleep specialist, and ENT. I'm like, dude, he didn't even look down my throat. Is there a way you can look at my throat on the inside and tell me exactly, lay eyes on what's going on in my throat? He's like,
Yeah.
I got you. We'll do it today. So we did the scope, and he actually walked me through every step of it and showed me everything. And he even asked me, he's like, he showed me it and stuff. I didn't realize your esophagus was as small as it is, by the way. But I digress. Um,
Damn.
Literally, I could send you the video footage of it. He had me record it, but it looks, your throat actually looks like you've got a second tongue standing up in the back of your mouth and behind your mouth. It's really weird.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird. Um, but he showed me where it was inflamed at, and it's like 1 or 2 centimeters of inflammation. You can see it's kind of grayed where it's sore or whatever, raw.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's not enough to make me feel like I've got a knot in my throat. And he goes, "Well, lean your head back." I did. And he started feeling down my throat, and he got right there where I feel it at, just below my Adam's apple.
Hmm.
Didn't even tell him where I was feeling it at or nothing. He says, "But based off what I seen on the scope," he says, "you're having that feeling right about here." I said, "Well, damn." I said, "What medicines do you want to put me on? Let's get this resolved."
Yeah, for real.
Shit.
and
Like you
he,
found
he
the
talked,
fucking problem. Let's fucking get
yeah.
it get it done now.
And he even told me, he's like, he sent you over here for a sleep study, sleep apnea. He's like, you got extremely severe sinuses and you got silent reflux. He said, take this medicine for 3 months and do this nasal spray for 3 months. He says, come back and see me if it doesn't get better. But if it does, he says, let's go with it. And he goes, I don't think you have sleep apnea. I think you have sinus and acid reflux. That's what I think you have. Like, sweet, okay.
All right.
Bro, shout out.
But
You know what?
That's
Applause to
that's what's
fucking
up.
Wolf, bro. Cause not like
Yeah, man.
I knew, like, I mean, I don't know all what you've been going through, but like of what little bit of what you told me on the back end and this like that, bro. I'm glad you got like, a breath of good news, and I hope it's a snowball, but it becomes a giant avalanche at the end.
well, I was talking to my wife last night about it, and I'm like, since I'm starting to really root cause my health issues, and I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to start letting stuff slide off my shoulder more, like
Yeah.
like the old song says. Sorry, my grammar is not politically correct tonight.
Hmm.
Like the old song
Mm,
goes, dust your shoulders off,
Yep. And it's
and
so
exactly.
yeah. No, I'm sorry. If you can finish, Wolf.
I'm trying to get to that point, but it's just, you know that I had a lot at the beginning of this year, just all of a sudden, just blam, smack me in the face.
Yeah.
And it's starting to all come to a head now, and it's just like that whole throat situation. I mean,
Yeah.
y'all know me. I pull the links, I pull the data, I pull the proof,
Yeah.
and it went from anywhere from cancer to nodules, to inflammation to acid reflux, and I tried different things that they suggested to rule it out. So I kind of in the back of my head figured it might be acid reflux, but it was a huge, like, I felt like I had taken a large vitamin C pill or something, and it got stuck right at my esophagus area,
Yeah.
and it was just driving me nuts. I mean, it was giving me anxiety, literally, and that's one of the reasons why I backed out of everything, was because I just I needed a breath.
Yeah, you just
And
needed time to process, like life
mhm.
was just overwhelming you, and that's like, and I'm gonna get up to a point that you brought up, but that's one of the greatest things about the VOP, Dan is so understanding. And yeah, that's right, Dan. I'm throwing you flowers, you know.
Oh.
But
There you go.
yeah, like he's super understanding, like Dan's not that dude that's like, hey, you can't show up, you're fucking gone, Like we still got people on the bench that
Yeah.
we don't know when they're gonna come back, and but the
Right.
door is always open. There's no bad quorums, there's no bad blood. It's like we get it, bro. Life fucking sucks. But a
And
topic that I wanted to touch with you was saying how you're learning about like trying to just let things brush off your shoulders, as you say. And I'm doing the same thing. And one of the things I've come to try to put into practice is like I pick 5 things, right? So I pick about 5 things in my entire life that I go, okay, I have to have full control over these 5 things. Anything else is like, all right, whatever happens, happens. And honestly, like it's really hard because I'm just like you, bro. Like I like all my hands. I like my hands in all the fucking cookie jars.
yes.
I want to know what's
Right.
what's happening. I'm nosy. I'm curious. I'm Hispanic. I'm with it. I'm about all the smoke. So I started like for about 6 months now. I started putting that into practice, and it's been hitting me hard. But I that's probably the best thing I could tell you. Pick about 5 things that like, look, there's no way in the world I'm not gonna not have control over this. And then everything else, just throw it up as a coin toss. And if it happens, great, dope. That's a fucking bonus. But if not,
And
it's perfectly fine. You know?
and see, that's funny because November, a little bit of sad news. November of last year, my psychologist that I was going to, that I loved out of this world, he passed away of a stroke. I think I'd mentioned that once before, but
Wow.
he
Wow.
mentioned,
Damn.
yeah, he mentioned to me one time something similar to that. But he said 3 to 5 things that without a doubt you can control. Grab it, hold on to it, control it,
Yeah.
and just let the rest just slide off your shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like just giving
So
you it's allowing your mind to take away that high expectation, because like we're all men, right? And
Mhm.
society teaches us that we're these great providers, these great conquerors. When there's a fire, our girlfriends look at us so we can literally
Yep.
stop the fire and rebuild the fucking building that was fucking burning at the same time. So we
right.
we kind of put that, even though like we say like, hey, I'm not like that, I'm all that stuff. In our subconscious, we keep that and we store it inside. So when we take away the
Mhm.
high expectations and the fantasy of this big, strong alpha male that fixes everything, and we put it into the reality, like, look, if I could control these three, like I said, three to 5 things that I can grab and hold and know that I got this, that should make me more of a man than me failing and not controlling 1,000 things that I have no control over. You know, I
And
get upset that when a person gets laid off of a job, you know, society shits on him. Oh, you're gonna be a bum now. You're this and that. Oh my god, you couldn't keep the job. It's not his fault. It doesn't make him any
and
any less of a man if he gets fired, if he quits, if he does drugs, if he sleeps around with 1,000 women, anything. Those 3 to 5 things is what makes you a man to yourself though. And
And
that's it.
see,
I'm done being a sage.
no, you're good. You're good. And that also goes along the lines of my mom. She almost committed suicide when I was younger,
Yeah.
and she went to a mental hospital. Was checked in for 11 days, and they give her a coin. And anybody who's had any dealing with mental, like psychologists, psychiatrists, especially over anxiety and stress, you more than likely know the coin. It's called the Serenity Prayer, and it's God grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change things that I can, and the knowledge to know the difference.
Yeah. It's like, remember we had that conversation about anxiety, remember, over
Yeah,
Sigma. I was telling you, like, look, like the number one cause triggers of anxiety isn't the unknown. Like that's my number one trigger. Like even today, like I was working at Checkers, right? So I'm still training to be a manager. So I'm working on all the stations. And the
hmm
one station I was doing was like the line, where you make the sandwiches, like you're like the heart of that entire restaurant. So for this whole week, I've been doing every other station, like, yo, I got this. Man, the line's gonna be easy. This is nothing. I'm from New York, all right? We handle rushes, okay? And then I do that line for about 3 hours. In about 30 minutes, I'm having the worst anxiety ever. Like I'm building a sandwich, 10 more sandwiches come. I swear I'm gonna have nightmares today about building fucking sandwiches, you know? And it was
I'm,
so hard and it gave me such anxiety because I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember like I'm literally there working, trying to manage my anxiety. And I was like, okay, let me focus on what I know. I know how to make a
yep.
cheeseburger. Let me focus on that.
Right.
Everything else, I know that I can ask my manager to help me. And I know that I have support, and I create that little bubble, like a little ship of just knowledge and self-knowing that just cruises me through. So I definitely
And
agree, bro. That's fucking dope.
and see and see there's two things. Speaking on the ship, uh, ADHD. I haven't my ADHD medicine's wearing off, but the situation with DCS and my kids. I've heard nothing else about it, and it's been 3 months now. So I'm deciding to myself that it's closed. I'm done with it. They
Oh yeah.
finished it. Um, and I know this might be a little TMI, but it'll give you an example of how much anxiety this knot or whatever swelling in my neck was giving me.
Hmm.
Um, it got so bad that I would actually at times stick my finger down my throat just to kind of push the knot down or the swelling down. And that's how bad it was, just driving me nuts. And I got in there and I was looking at that scope, and it's about the size of a pencil. And I'm stressed now. My blood pressure was like 170 over 87. I mean, it was high because I'm stressing. And I don't know why, but somewhere in my subconscious, whatever in my mind, I don't know if it was my mom, the thoughts of conversations with you and I and stuff like that. My mom, somebody, something to comfort me and relax
Hmm.
me and give me peace where I can make it through this and have no problem. And I had, excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Mm,
that. I had a,
Oh yeah, man, you're
I
good.
had a thought.
sorry, man.
I had a thought. Huh? I had a
Nah, you're
thought
No, you're
pop.
yeah.
fine.
I had a thought pop in my head, and it was literally, you've had the COVID test. It ain't as big as that. And you've also stuck your damn finger down your throat, you dumbass. You should be able to handle a little bitty ass tube. So I'm like, you know what? Those two cases are true. All right, fuck
Hmm.
it, I can handle this. And I relaxed, and he come in and did it. And he's like, you might feel discomfort, maybe a little pain or whatever. And he numbed my nostrils. Didn't feel it going through. I mean, it hurt way less than the COVID test. And then it got down in the back of my throat, and it was no more discomfort than that inflammation that I already had. And I'm like, dude, this shit ain't nothing. I got my blood pressure so high that they were originally scared to even do it. And then once I got to do it, it was like, yeah, I was right. This ain't nothing. So,
I'm
I mean,
telling
I
you,
want it.
it's all about the unknown. Like I
Yeah.
remember, not to make it religious, but I remember when I was a leader in my church, I used to do this sermon about a box, right? And I used to talk about the devil, right? And I was like, the devil will sell you this box, this empty box, and it has your worst fear in it. And he'll tell you, like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna open the box, you know? So I will always tell my
Yep.
my flock, I guess, you know, I'll be like, look, just open the box. Like, what's gonna happen? Oh, this and this and that. Open the box, you know. So even now, I catch myself like when I'm having these weird unknown moments, like, oh my god, how is this gonna feel? I go, open the box, Eli. It's not that serious. Just open the box. Whatever happens, and then like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm like not to sound fucking whack, but you know, like Dan is my mentor. I got Dan in my head all the fucking time. Like today, I did my 10-hour shifts. Like hour 7, right? I was tired as fuck. I'm so done. My back is hurting me. My fucking feet hurt. And I swear, all I heard Dan will go, yeah, too bad I don't, you know, I work 24 hours a day and my body is constantly hurting. And then at that moment, I was like, all right, I gotta get the fuck over it, bro. Like I gotta keep on moving, you know? Like, and it's like I create that measurement for myself, and it's like, okay, if it's not as bad as Dan, then I'm fine. I could keep on going, you know?
Exactly.
I appreciate that. I think there's a compliment in there. But honestly, you know, I just want to interject there and say the most important thing you could do, not as a man but as a person, is reject the narrative that somebody else drafts for you.
Yeah.
Okay? Rejecting the pre-described notion or the diagnosis or this is the negative, this is it, there's no cure, there's no hope, there's nothing there. You have to rise above the faulty, I'm searching for the word. You have to rise above the bullshit that they allow to define you, because no matter what they say about you, no matter what they do to you or they say is wrong with you, you are more than that. You only succumb to it when you accept it and give up fighting, and you take at face value what they have said, and that is now your definition. That is your preferred pronouns, if you will. I'm somebody who's sick. I'm somebody who's labeled. I'm somebody who's marked. I'm somebody who, I guess I'm depressed now. I guess I'm a victim now. I guess. You have to find a way to say, I'm going to use the pain, the sickness, their preconceived notions, their diagnosis, their finger pointing, their what ifs, their negative, constant negative shit. I'm going to use that as fuel to rise above their shit, to rise above their statements, their diagnosis, their labeling. And you have to take that and you have to bring that into your everyday living. And it's not easy to do. It's not the most fun thing in the world to do, but you have to hold on to that level of sanity and that level of knowing, that level of truth, knowing that I'm more than a diagnosis. I'm more than depressive. I'm more than bipolar. I'm more than anxiety. I'm more than fill in the blank with any sickness. You're more than that. When you can overcome yourself and the narrative that they put out for you, that is when, like I said before, with achieving liberty, that's when you achieve self-liberty. That I'm going to take control of myself. I'm going to take control of my future. I'm going to take control of the day, the moment, the second, and be more than what they expect me to be more than what they prescribe me to be, and more than what they label me as. And it's the hardest thing in the world to do. But if you're able to hold on to that and rise above that and overcome all the shit, because they never tell you good things, it'll be good things at face value. Here's the one good thing. Here's the 10 negatives. Or here's the negative that comes from the good, because we keep you hooked. We keep you sick. We keep you suffering. We keep you enduring. And believe me, I don't talk about my shit because I look at people that I love and hold dear, like my mother, and the hell that she's gone through for over freaking damn near 20 years now, and how she overcomes it and she keeps going, even though it's hard. So my shit pales in comparison. But you know what? It's a lesson for anyone to educate yourself and to make yourself strong enough to say that I don't need to go pay to some asshole to talk to them because they're being paid to pretend they care. I'm not gonna go believe everything this doctor says because they are the end all be all. They are the experts. Go see 3 more doctors. They'll give you 3 different diagnoses, 3 different solutions, 3 different death sentences, 3 different whatever. It's when we achieve that peace of mind, that serenity on ourselves, and realize that we are in control of our own destiny if we have enough balls and enough fortitude, enough integrity to take it, to actually live it, to be more than just words spoken, but to be the action behind those words and do it for yourself, to live not just for the people you love, the people you want to build a family with, the people that are in your family, the people that care about you, but for yourself first. You have to be selfish to be selfless, if that makes sense. You have to find a way to say, you know what? I have to sacrifice going out and spending time with this person that I love, seeing this person, going here, going there. I can no longer do the day-to-day things that I normally would do or want to do or spend time with because unfortunately I'm afflicted right now with A, B, C, or D. But you know what? There's only so much pain you could go through when eventually you become accepting of the pain, and then you become accepting of the fact that I can overcome this and I could get beyond this if I'm willing to continue to put myself first in order to be here for those I love and love me afterwards. And some people have a hard time understanding that. Some people don't know what it entails. They think they know, but they can't. And it's not their fault, because unless you're going through it, it's impossible to understand what they're going through. And I get it. But you have to be willing to truly tap into your inner fucking voice and say, I'm going to be what I say. I'm going to act on the words that I put out there publicly. I'm going to be more than the pain and the blood and the sickness, than whatever it may be, and the crippling pain and debilitating shit and this and that and everything else. Be more than. Fight it. You build yourself up. If you have a defeatist mentality or an accepting mentality, then you become what they say, and that's done by design. You have to become your own narrative. You have to become, if you're going to say everything they're going to do is going to fail, and I'm going to be sicker, I'm going to be hurting more and everything else, and maybe that'll happen anyway, you have to put yourself first, and you have to believe in your heart of hearts, in your mind, in your soul, that I'm going to beat this, that I'm not going to let something out of my hands, out of my control me. I'm not going to let something else fucking just take complete and total domination of ownership over my life and the way that I live. You have to be willing to fight. You can't fight for others if you're not willing to fight for yourself. And in order to fight for yourself, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but in the end, you'll realize how easy it is. And that's what makes you more effective. And that when you overcome small victories, you feel better today, whereas every day I was sick, but this day I feel a little bit better than yesterday. Those small victories, accepting it as a victory rather than a continuation of said whatever, and building on that, putting that power of that positive thinking, if you will, or putting that mindset forward, or putting it out there and believing it and living it. That's how you make yourself better, and you find ways through determination, through perseverance, to actually fucking overcome all that ails you. And then once you come out of it, no matter if it's 100% or 50% better than you were before, that makes you better for those you love and love you, and to help others in the future. I know I'm preaching, and for those who know, you know why. But at the same time, you have to be willing to say, you know what? I can't see family. I can't see friends. I can't see girlfriends, boyfriends, wives, husbands, whatever. I can't do this because I'm going through this. But I'm going to take that. I'm going to take those hits, because those people who love me will still love me if they truly do, if they're meant to. If they actually do love you, they're going to still be there for you. They're going to be there as a support mechanism, but nobody else's support or nobody nobody else's words matter until they matter to yourself, until you matter to yourself, until you are willing to fight and overcome and move beyond it, no matter what it is. There's people now. There's literally Tom McDonald, who we played last night. We played Ace played the song, right? Independent artist, #1 all over the world. What is he telling people? I want you to stop sharing our video and share this other video from this one woman, I can't remember her name, who has terminal cancer, but she's out there putting out her own independent song, #2 on the charts, and he's working to give her that. You know what? There's a person who's going through hell but willing to fight and willing to still go after your dreams and pursue your goals and pursue your life missions. And that's the spirit you need to capture in this dark, depraved, depressed, fucking treacherous world. We have to find our own light, our own motivation, our own reasoning. And once we can accept it and live it and be about it, then we make the world a better place, and we really understand and allow to seep into our subconscious that we are more than the darkness that surrounds us. We are more than the negative shit. We are more than the diagnosis. We are more than the sickness and the pain and the bleeding and the suffering and the agony and the hell. We are more than that. And as long as we know it and we believe it, we can achieve something better if we're actually willing to put in the work and tap into that and move forward. I'm done preaching.
Well, I got 3 points real quick to add to that. #1, talking about letting diagnosis and everything hinder you and stop you. There are recordings, videos out there viral where there was a guy. I'd have to get the link and everything. I don't have internet right now, so I got to get that provided. But guy's spine was separated above his waist, and he was told his upper body basically was separated from his lower body when it comes to the spine and nervous system, and he was told he would never walk again. And I think it was like 8 years later, he managed to. I mean, they were like baby steps, but still, he was walking like they told him he wouldn't be, and it was unassisted, and he was walking on his own, like no rails, no nothing. The second point about letting a diagnosis hinder yourself, my motto, my kids will tell you, is Kate never did a damn thing. And the reason why I say that is I am legally blind in my left eye. And when I went to tried to join the Army, they told me I couldn't join because of my eye. And I said, well, I want different opinions. And I went to 3 different civilian doctors, and they all 3 said it don't affect him. I am now classified as an Operation Iraqi Freedom veteran, and I did get my GED from them. They paid for it. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have a high school diploma. And then #3 is a piece of good news, and it's a awe moment. Tomorrow at noon, my 5-year-old daughter, my youngest kid, is graduating from preschool.
Woo! There you go.
So, I told her this morning that I was taking tomorrow off. I was going to be there for her graduation, and that after graduation was over with, me and her were going to have a daddy-daughter day, and we were going out to lunch. She literally jumped from one side to the other side of a king-size mattress and gave me a hug. I would love that.
That's dope as hell. It's fucking great,
Yeah,
man.
man.
There's nothing greater than just watching like your kid do something like great, like a graduation, and then you go to spoil them and they do something cute, like jump from one side of the bed to the other just to hug you. Like that genuine happiness is like fucking. I think it's needed more in this world.
And kids, like I tell everybody, kids are the what do you want to call it? The source of happiness in this world. And if we all took more time just to spend time with our youngest and our kids in general, and just watch them actually be people, young people, because that's what they are, you would find so much innocence and fun and carefree that the rest of the world wouldn't even matter to you.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, man.
Daniel,
Yes.
how you doing? Nah, you just real quiet for a while. I just want to see if you was breathing, if you know.
Yeah, right.
I gotta be sure, man.
No, you know what? I could honestly say, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy our wrestling talk, obviously, but from the beginning of this show to what it's become, I'm very proud of this show, and I'm proud of the continued trend in the direction we're going and what we're putting out there, and I just love shows like this, from all this shit, like, VHS, man. I love having you on, and I know you're gonna speak more.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
you.
yeah,
I know.
definitely.
I know I'm overbearing as shit. I picked the worst ever show for you. Well, technically you debuted on the round table, but then brought you into Thursday nights, and everybody knows I never shut the fuck up sometimes, a lot of times. But I love your interjections and what you bring to it, and I look forward to you doing that more. And obviously when Wolf pops in, I love it. I freaking, extra jumping on was freaking awesome. I look forward to having him back. And of course, my man, freaking Eli, freaking always impresses me more every single day with just his own growth as a person. Always been a good dude. He's always been a fucking good dude. But just the fact that, how he's evolved, it's like, this is the shit that makes me happy. Like, this is the shit that I really love. And Elias, at the beginning of the show, was telling the Rockfin story and kind of bashing it and doing like a whole public service announcement about what we're about and everything. So you would obviously agree with everything I said, but what I said then holds true, this many hours into the show, which went longer than I even thought it would. But it's the simple fact that I love conversations like this. I love just having so many elements and so many different things that we could bring to the table and bring into discussion. And it's good shit. It's good. As far as I'm concerned, some may hate it. It's good radio. It's good conversation. And we need more of that.
Yep.
So I love it. Just the diversity of what we could do. Even the last 2 weeks with the show with Carrie, like we've gone through some random ass fucking topics, like literally go from food to aliens to school to fucking New World Order to 9/11 to like boom, 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 jump around. But you know what? I love the evolution of it. I love how it's evolved into so much more. And this is the shit that I love and adore. And what Elias said earlier is true. Like, this is an environment where we welcome people that could bring this type of conversation to tell their stories, to say their shit, their piece, speak your mind. That's what this is all about. And I just enjoy it. It motivates me. Like doing this is a sense of freedom for me. You understand? Like, I am who I am 24/7. I'm not different on camera. Well, not on camera, behind the microphone than I am, out from beyond the microphone. I am who I am. That is what it is. I'm never going to change. But this is where I kind of forget about everything else and able to have fun and just speak freely to other people whose mind is open, to the people who are fucking just there and get it and want to be involved in these types of conversations and shit. I just love it. That's all. I'm proud of it.
That's great. That's awesome.
I have a couple of compliments I want to give, but between Drill Sergeant Smeriglio and Psychologist Sage, you got a pretty damn good support team here. And like, I've had Drill Sergeant Smeriglio pushing me, come on, man, come on, I need you back, come on. And then I've had Psychologist Sage over here, hey, man, take it one day at a time, man. Come on, just relax, just chill, you got this.
Yo, I'm telling you,
it's been really good.
Through. Yeah.
Don't believe the paradigm, though. Elias is just as much of an asshole as I am. I'm just saying, but he doesn't. He wants to keep on the down low. That's fine. All right, that's fine. He could be the sage dude. I know.
I'm a nice guy.
I know you're the nice one. But appreciate that. Oh, it's a good paradigm. It's a good paradigm.
It's really like I feel like it's a good balance because while Dan gives you the that kick in the ass, right? Like he's like the dad of the group, but I guess I'm the mom. I don't know where I became a female, but it's cool. Well, like he'll kick you in the face and like he'll be like, "Yo, shit face, get the fuck up," and I'll be there like, "Hi, sunshine. How are we doing today? We're gonna do it one day at a time." And then he's just there like, "Don't be a pussy."
Richard and Mick Jagger.
Yeah, like, he's like, "If you fall, get up. What are you doing?" Like it's a really good thing. And then we have we have Ace that gives you the comedic relief. We have Logan that gives you straight silence, which is just great just to hear silence for a while. But it's a good mixture. It's a great mixture of shows. It's a great mixture of teams and crew. And to honestly think that this shit happened, well, we picked up everybody one by one, like literally on some every other 3 months. We had a draft. We found someone. He's like, yo, we'll take Ace for $12 million to the VOP.
Damn.
We traded Truly from the, that fat guy's show. That was probably one of the that was a great trade. Like it was really crazy how we just build up our team into this badass team that we have now. And I'm proud of our band of pirates that we fucking have. It's fucking great. And now we have VHS. Like we got like this second like era of people coming in. VHS,
yeah.
the people on the wrestling side. That shit's gonna be fucking great, bro. To see where it's gonna grow. And the whole wrestling channel that Dan's planning on doing. I don't know if he said that or not. I don't know if I just like released.
No, I put it out there. You're good.
Oh, okay, great.
And Twitter just won't let me have VOPIWC as a Twitter handle. It has immediately suspended it. So, but that's still in works.
Yeah. So like we're doing all this crazy stuff with the wrestling side, and
they probably got
Uh-oh.
Oh, they got him. They fucking got him.
Uh-oh, they snuffed you.
Hot tag.
You got snuffed. What you were saying is pretty spot on and eloquently put. But and that's what I was saying before. It's like, and the people who listen to our shows and share it and put it out there, and the ones that keep coming back. And again, we're talking, we crested over 1 million already, but still the on-demand listeners and everything else, like you're the ones that really just help keep motivating us. But again, understand when I say it, I mean it. Even if we had one person listening, we'd still be doing the same level of shit. But that's why it's still ironically funny to me that SiriusXM noticed our potential and they're going to give us demo shows, but Rockfin says we're shit. Sorry. But not to beat that dead horse anymore.
I could do a 2-minute.
That go, damn.
I know.
I could do a 2-minute Rockfin session if you want me to, just to shit on them.
Oh, please do.
We could definitely talk about the website that nobody heard about, but apparently they're like top tier, top shelf, fucking creator content stuff. Like, bro, you're not Patreon. Like, it was so funny too because I remember when you brought up. I think it was Jackie. She's like, you're not a part of Rockfin. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I don't know why I was thinking of like Led Zeppelin in like a shark suit. I don't know. I tell you guys, I really am stupid. Don't let the sage shit fool you, all right? Like, I really am dumb.
I was the same way. I love Jackie to death, but when she said that, like, what the fuck is a Rockfin?
Yeah.
Is that like a music group?
And then you brought up again like a few weeks ago, like, yo, I'm trying to get into Rockfin. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I go on their website. I thought
it was like some fish of a coral reef.
Bro, like, you guys have to understand, like, their website is like Podbean has them beat.
Yes, Haps has them beat.
Like, bro, but we're not allowed. But we're too under the radar for you, bro. This shit looks like they made this shit at WordPress,
right? Bro. Elementor.
What is this, bro? Like, you know what, people in Haps, I'm gonna show you this shitty ass website of these crazy ass people that are just top tier. They're top tier website people. All right, like, I need you guys to understand.
We're not good enough for them.
Yeah, we're not good enough for these people. Like, look, this is Rockfin's MySpace page. All right. If you like them here, you like them on Facebook. Oh my God, that's true. Oh my God, they're not even a real thing. Look, people, they have a Facebook button, bro.
Wait, put them on the air. Put them on the air. You're not there, bro. Hold on. Let me.
I'm not.
Wait. And
look at this, people. This is the Rockfin. This is the Rockfin MySpace page. All right. You see this guy here? This is apparently, I don't know. He looks like a fucking pedophile, but He's from Romania.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, he needs a
Allegedly.
mustache,
Allegedly.
but no,
Look at
allegedly though.
Power Wolf. Oh, look at these crazy ass artists. Ooh, 10 Iuni.
Wait a
Oh,
minute,
yeah.
dude. You're not in the right Rockfin. It's ROKFIN.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I did the same
my
thing. I'm like ROCK. No, ROKFIN. It's that dumb. So,
Oh my god. What is this? Rock? Yo, the shit that
Rock
popped up on my
FM.
the shit that popped up. This isn't even, you guys don't even spell rock right.
I
hate
know.
you people. All right, let's look at the rook.
I peeped
Let's
that
rock.
because I did the same thing originally. No, you're like, go ahead. You're still not there.
Rock.fm.ro. I apologize. Your website is really nice. Romania guy. I
You're
don't
totally
think
not
you're
a pedophile.
Damn.
Yeah, you're totally not a pedophile, bro.
Uh-oh.
Oh
You
god.
Bro,
What
God damn
is
it!
Look
Eli,
at these,
God
look
damn
at
it!
these raging numbers, people. Look at this.
Ooh.
Value creator netted 3 million. Ooh, air horns. All right, let's look at this. Yo, this shit looks like a pyramid scheme. I swear to God, this shit looks like World Ventures. If you go to worldventures.com, this is the same layout.
Dude,
my
it's,
God.
That's
it's
like a
honestly shit.
what an abysmal pit of failure.
The best way to
Yes.
monetize your content.
As long as we approve of you.
Look
But
at this Indian guy. Look, they put this one Indian guy here to make him seem like, look, we don't hate the Indians.
no, dude, but you literally have people on Rockfin talking about the New World Order, conspiracy theories and shit, but our content doesn't match the content they're looking to put out.
Anonymous right back.
Yeah, look at that
Glory.
beautiful background.
Ooh, live.
Oh God.
Oh,
Wait a minute,
this is like you
shit, right?
started
Nothing looks familiar there, right? Not like anything we've
back
done.
when-
Wrestling shit.
Oh, look.
Politics.
Oh, look.
Dude,
Podcasting.
I wish that
But look, they have Joe Rogan though.
Well, of course. Well, they spent money. You know, that's what they're for the regular person, but they'll pay if you come there. Please. I know we're harping on it, but honestly, again, I'm proud of the fact that we're going to be literally doing demos for SiriusXM, that we earned that. I'm proud of that. But I say it because I'm proud, but I say it also because of the simple fact, like, yo, they say we're not good enough. But SiriusXM, which is a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger than Rockfin. We're not, you know, they're cool with us, but Rockfin not cool with us. It's the irony, you know. And dude, like you said, like, yo, all right, you want to be the alternative to Patreon? You know, if we do shit behind a paywall, don't worry. You know, actually, here's the awesome thing. We could put shit behind a paywall, and we have a Patreon, and I'll stick with the OG versus the weak ass imitator. But nevertheless, if we want to do our own exclusive shit, we own our own server. We own our own website. We'll tell you, go to our website and watch an exclusive there. And we're not even going to
app.
Right? Like, dude, well, like, honestly, that's what we'll do.
What kind of shit is that?
Right? Yo, that's what we'll do. We'll do app exclusive shit. Like, yo, we literally have our own stuff. So, and you don't have to pay $5, $10, $15 just to come in and hear the same shit we talk about anywhere else. Okay, we'll do deeper dives, but we'll do it on our own stuff, on our own platform, and not charge people just so they could take a friggin' 80% cut of it to let you listen to some of it. Come on. Like, honestly, the fuck out of here. It goes against, I think that's what bothers me the most. It's not the rejection thing. I don't care about that. It's the hypocrisy of it. When you look at that screen, those images, we've had those images. We've had like the truther shit, the wrestling, like, yo, that's everything that we have. So how can you say that our content doesn't meet the direction you want to go with your content? We're literally there. We've been there before there was a Rockfin. So it's like, honestly, you know what? Think you're exclusive. Think you're something great. You do you. You make millions of dollars off of deceiving people and putting them out there in a shitty website. Rock on, God bless, more power to you. We'll sit here on the sidelines, continue to build our own empire, and just simply say, fuck you. That's it. Fuck you. We don't need your acceptance. No, I said that before. It'll be gone in 2 years. Yeah. Honestly, like I and even the Rumble thing I brought up, Elias, about I looked into what it costs to go live on Rumble. $100 a month to go live on Rumble. Seriously? Like, yo, we'll start actually paying attention to D Live, which is free, and actually bring that back into some form of prominence. Like, yo, come on, man. Come on, man.
It's like, so like, it's like, it reminds me of Podbean. It's like,
yes,
you know, these little gimmicky sites that are like, look, man. And like, look, like if you look at their website, you know, control your monetization. We can't even control getting on your site.
Right?
Like, so, you monetized us.
Yeah, you demonetized us before we were ever monetized.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like that shit don't even make sense. It's like all these sham ass stuff, and then what gets me really upset, right, is that we have a legit thing, right? We're not charging out the ass. We're not fucking trying to break your wallet. We're mad understandable, but no, we're the scammers. We're the people trying to poach for shows and clout, or, you know, like apparently they think that we care about clout and we think clout is real and shit. Like
how do I think I came in, especially for like me, if I first get that, I ain't paying anything yet. Yeah, I ain't paying a goddamn cents. All we know is we have a good conversation, we have a good plan, and bam, there you go. We made it happen. Now one goddamn red cent.
Thank you.
I want to hear like something like Rafa. I'm looking at the site right now. It's like, God,
it's weak.
Doesn't look like a free speech to you. It doesn't. It looks like fucking corporate.
It looks
shit.
like a fake YouTube shit, bro. Like something that's just, and like that's everything. What everything is now. Oh, we're gonna make a website. It's gonna look like YouTube, so people that like YouTube could come to us. Like, no, make your own shit, bro.
Does our website look like Podbean, look like YouTube? It looks nothing like any of that shit. Yep. I mean, literally, Kevin he wrote the code and created it. It's some very patriotic shit, and I actually like it a lot. And there's going to be a lot of additions going to it now, and a lot of changes happening, but it's our own shit. It's our own vibe. It's our own feel. You know, people, you should have this. You can make this better. We hear you, and we will. But at the same time, we're not trying to emulate something that's already been done before. We're saying, yo, we're going to do our own. We don't need to be like anyone or anything else, because you know what? We're all our own individuals. We're our own entities. We don't have to sell you a sham or a lie or a bullshit or a marketing technique. All right. We don't have to do that, because we back up what we say by doing what we do and offering platforms and offering the microphone to other people who also want to speak out and be heard. You know what? At the end of the day, all these fucking alleged alternatives, we're the free speech platform, we're this, unless you don't pass our rules and regulations and our questionnaires and our 3-week vetting period and our wait list and everything else. You do you do that. Meanwhile, well, just like Extra before, just like VHS, yo, come on, be a part, join, boom, you're in. That's it. See how simple it is to actually not have to fucking beat you over the head with what we are, what makes us different. We are different. We know we're different, and we act on what we say. That's it. It doesn't always happen in the time frames we like and everything else, like the apps, right? I told you, now it's just a matter of putting all the apps out there in one release date because things took time, all right? But inevitably, it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Everything we tell you is going to happen is going to happen. It takes time because we don't have the funding. We don't have the backers. We don't have this. But you know what? The only backers we need are all of you that listen all over the world, and all of you that are a part of the VOP that do a lot of freaking work for free. For free. That's right. There's a big secret, right? But it's about believing in what we're doing, and people like that are on that same wavelength, that understand the mission statement and understand what we're trying to achieve. You feel good about being a part of something because you're from ground up, you know? And that's what makes us different. That's what makes us unique. So we're not going to sell ourselves as an alternative. We're not going to sell ourselves. We're going to be the alternative. We're going to be who we are and what we are and live it and abide by our simple commandments, if you will. and just keep doing what we do. And obviously, we've gotten the attention of some, haven't we? So at the end of the day, yo, hate us all you want. Think ill of us all you want, not approve us all you want, belittle us all you want, try to emulate us all you want. Great. Nothing affects the whole and the core of what we do. Understand that. And it took me a while because I'm the guy who will freaking go off on anyone and anything. I'm that guy. Elias is the one that told me, yo, wish him well and everything else. And he's done it too. So we're both guilty. But I actually listened to what Elias said and try to be that bigger person and kind of like do the I don't need to attack you. I'm just going to say, hey, good luck, all the best, and I hope you're successful. Because honestly, at the end of the day, we don't care. We don't care about what they do or what they don't do. We hope they're successful because, hey, if you're doing it for the right reasons, good luck. You don't think that we're a good fit? That's okay. We're not asking you to sell your soul to be a part of us and give us shit tons of money and everything else. We're asking you to believe in the mission and be a part of it. And if you're not a part of it and you're self-serving, then you probably don't belong here. That's it.
And I think about everybody that is no longer with us, right? I'm not gonna say names. I'm gonna be super transparent. But like even those people that are no longer with us, they're not with us because they didn't pay a subscription package. They're not with us because their show was horrible because no one was literally watching from 9 to 11. It wasn't horrible because people wasn't showing up. Nah, we got rid of them. Well, 90% of them left on their own, but the ones that we got rid of, it was because they were just against what VOP was about.
Yes.
And it's super simple. Like it's like the only rule Dan says. Like, there's a bunch of TOS things like, yo, don't be an idiot, don't be racist, don't be stupid. But it's literally like VOP is about this. Literally, we sit around, we talk, and we coexist. So when we coexist, things change. Things start happening. Conversations start coming more natural. People are not as sensitive anymore because you're comfortable with this person and you don't think as what society wants you to think that if he thinks something different, he's automatically a racist. Nah, not at all. That's what I honestly love about the VOP. Like if I wasn't on the VOP and if let's say right now Carrie sent me a link, was like, yo, come check out the VOP. And I come find out that there's a man literally screaming at us that he wants us to die, and on the side next to him is a fucking an anarchist, and on the other side next to him is like a crazy, unapologetic Republican, and all this crazy shit. And then we got Carrie, and I'm like, I'm not watching this shit. Oh my god! Like I'm so glad that when I came into the VOP, like it helped me crack open that shell of ignorance, and where I'm like, oh shit, where now I love talking to different people. I love like I hear a person like, oh man, that guy's this and that. Really? I want to talk to him. Oh, but he's evil. Okay, let me figure it out. If he, kills a baby in front of me and worships Satan, then yeah, he's fucking evil. But if not, let me see what the fuck he has to say. And I meet so many different people. Like, like if I listen to what society tells me that all Trump supporters are fucking racist, evil bigots, one, I can't live in Florida. Two, I can't work for the VOP, and three, I can't even be a part of my family. Like it's so like it's this understanding drug that Dan is selling is literally the best drug in the whole world. And it's super addicting, but it's just really hard to get people on it.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Because like once you're on it,
the title.
Yep.
Go ahead.
The title VOP explains itself. Voice of the people. All
Yes.
people, no matter the race, religion, sexuality, political stance, or personality, just don't be a stupid ass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Wolf
Don't be a
Wolf didn't say
jackass.
that though. That was Kit Kat. All right. I want everybody to know. All right. Wolf is plagiarizing right now.
I was just reading the comment.
Damn it.
I don't think she minds that, but no, it's spot on.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
but it go ahead.
Nah, it's one of those things where like I'm seeing where we're going now, where we're growing. Like how many different more personalities are we gonna get? Like
Of course.
once we install the wrestling into full effect, once we install the entertainment movie segment, server
Yep.
into full effect, once we ever start putting in the sports server into full effect, all these different personalities, and then once, like, even now, like, I was gonna say once we get it down packed, but we already do, like, the laws of coexisting with different minds. Like,
Of
it's gonna be
course.
powerful. Like, we're probably gonna die.
Yeah.
It's a unique environment, and that's what makes it cool. And breaking those preconceived notions and breaking those stereotypes is what I live for. The fact that, like, you said it, and you said it spot on. I mean, we have people who do shows about wanting communism in America and socialism in America, literally doing shows on our network. We have freaking people that are hardcore capitalists and everything else doing shows on our network. It doesn't matter. It's you're not preaching your hate, your evil shit, but you're preaching different ideologies, different viewpoints, but you're able to have conversations. So, I mean, how many times have we done shows with, like, still with I can't think of her name, but the radical from the Proudly Radical show, I can't think of her name.
I forgot her name too.
I know, but that's just an example. So we do different shit, but that's what it's all about. You don't want to have just Dan yelling at you 24/7. Maybe some do, and some do. Some people like that shit. I still haven't done a solo podcast or show in a very long time, but some people ask about it. When's it going to happen? Whatever. But you could tune in, and there's enough voices, and even the ever-changing co-host slate on Thursday nights. I like having multiple co-hosts. I like having I like having everybody join, because you get different variants of conversation, different viewpoints, different, just there's more stuff out there. There's more content, and it all factors in the conversation beautifully. And I think that's what's really freaking cool about what we do and what we've built and where we're going. So, Of course, we're demonized because we're different. Because, again, we don't sell ourselves as different. We just are, And like I said, I said it last night. At one point, I really wanted to change the name of Voice of the People. I wanted to change that name so bad. But I realized back in the late 2000s that, unfortunately, the name is so attacked and so hated and so loved that I kind of can't get rid of it. But I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the name because I think it works. This weekend we're going to have people from the Philippines doing shows, doing debut shows, people from all over the world doing shows, and different stuff, music shows, different, like all these different things that we're adding and we have here, so it's badass where we're going and what we're doing. It's badass. So, hang on. Let me see. Oh, Elias, you got to bounce?
Yeah, I do. I have to do trucking training tomorrow. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good. I mean, I'm gonna wrap up here soon anyway. I'm happy you jumped on, coming right from work, literally, and jumping on the air, because I love what you brought to the conversation as always. But this was some good shit, so I appreciate it, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
man,
appreciate it,
Eli.
bro. I love
Good shit,
Yo.
man.
Yo, it's good talking to you guys. I'm gonna try to get Thursdays in the morning shift. That way I could start coming into Politi-Shock, because I love doing this fucking show, man.
I know, man.
I'll definitely catch you guys later. Everybody that's watching, don't forget roundtables on Tuesday. Shameless plug.
That's okay. Much
right,
love, brother.
Peace.
I literally didn't want to go beyond 3 hours, and here we are at 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, man. We gotta stop keeping promises. We're jinxing the fuck out.
Right? That's okay.
You see my comment, Dan?
What was that?
You see my comment in the chat?
Let me see. He looks at the calendar 6 months later. Damn it. Yeah. Sometimes when I go on the website and I see one of the replays of my solo show, I'm like, oh God. But I think about how I just did that 3 hours. I did that all the time too. Just like 3 hours, 4 hours, me all alone, just talking into a microphone. And lo and behold, I never shut the hell up, and I kept going. But yeah. You all know how that is. But no, I mean it when I say, like, we're working out something now. We're going to have Goyjis and Wazalewski back doing the Woodshed and adding that show back in rotation just on a different time and different night and shit because of work schedules and everything else. But, they were part of Thursdays. I loved having them here, but at the same time, I miss them. But at the same time, it's like I also love the fact that, Wolf coming back into the fold makes me happy. Like now having VHS here, I fucking love. Like I love the change up of people and the new voices and everything else. It just keeps it interesting, keeps it fresh, it keeps it different. And I like it. That's what makes it special. Yes, I'm self-loving my own product here, or shall I say our own product, but it is what it is. I'm allowed to do that sometimes, okay? I don't care. But seriously, this was a really fun show. All our shows are fun, and the shows that I missed for the time that I missed because of my own crap that I'm going through. It's like, I hated missing the shows, but at the same time, I just, now it makes me regret it even more that I missed any time. But, sometimes life happens, but come hell or high water, I'm determined to not miss any more shows, or at least if I have to reschedule, actually rescheduling it within the same week. So there you go. That's my promise to all of you. If we end up canceling a Thursday night show, I'm going to actually reschedule it within the same week and bring it to you. That's my promise. That's my mission statement for that. Why do I keep saying mission statement tonight? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Damn it. All right, just buy a frame and find a mission
Motto,
statement, just like every other office.
Yeah, whatever. It's a redundancy, right? Redundancy. But
oh, by the way, speaking of frames, you know what? One of the bestest moment of my wrestling career that I didn't have. I just got blocked by JD.
Oh.
So you know what? I'm gonna do this. If I find Twitter, I'm gonna print that. I'm gonna print that blocking things, and I'm gonna buy a frame, and I'm gonna put it on my wall.
You should. Oh man. So we're working on a set that we're doing some rescheduling and revamping of the Truly Uncensored show with NC. And we're gonna do that on probably a different night, different time. So there's stuff coming. So don't worry, it hasn't gone away or anything. But dude, you gotta be on one of those shows, and we could just do a complete fun session ranting on that one, because that's a special feat. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man. I don't know how long it took. It's like, man, the titles of I'll win later in life, but even I'll move a future Hall of Fame. But that frame, that blocking will be one of my proudest moments.
Yeah. Don't worry, people. For those of you who don't know who JD is, he's a special individual.
He's
he's something. Bruce. I can't do it anymore. My voice is going, but Bruce. Remember that shirt's coming.
Yeah, he is such a cartoon character. Yeah,
literally. But all right. So here's what we'll do. I guess we'll round out the show and just do some final comments, final words. We'll start with you, Wolf. You want to put out some final thoughts, final words, comments, whatever you'd like?
Like I've been trying to give everybody advice on recently, especially myself. Take care of yourself. Make sure you got good health, because there's only one of you. And if you don't take care of yourself, ain't nobody else going to. And you more than likely, I don't know everybody's situations, you more than likely got family and people out there that need you and count on you and care for you. But if you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of them?
Spot on.
That's all I gotta say.
Amen to that.
Appreciate it. VHS, the man, the myth, the legend. Final words?
Well, like I said, this it's like Eli, like Wolf, and everyone, and Dan. Please never limit yourself. Imagine yourself like a kid. Your creativity is limitless. You felt like you could do whatever you want. Your motivation enough. Before, of course, reality and parents told you that you them things you cannot do for fear, which for good reasons. At the same time, you can, even though the shit comes into you, you have flaws coming to you. That's not even your fault. Some of it's nature, but at the same time, play the cards you dealt with. Life is not fair. For one, you can't choose your parents. and you can't choose the life situations you're born into. But if you're coherent enough and play the cards right and do what you got to do with the motivation that there's a goal that you want to set for, despite of what the haters and naysayers say. If you can do that, be victorious about it, you'll get there. So please never limit yourself. Just like I'm for example, I'm 30 years old. I thought my 20s is my only years that I would push myself to the goals I'm in. I thought life is over when I turned 30 because I thought it was too late. But then I realized it's almost, I felt like I'm back being my 20s. And I'm right here with this VOP. I told myself I want to be part of a radio show just to get my voice out there, and guys like Dan, Eli, and everyone else helped me through it. So even from age, who cares? As long as you have an ability to do it, never limit yourself. You can do anything, no matter what. So that's my final thoughts of it. Do what you want to do in your life.
Well stated.
Can I add one thing to that? An example. KFC, Colonel Sanders. He was in either his 60s or late 60s, I think it was, when he started KFC. He had nothing before that.
That's true.
Dude, you're literally, you're only limited if you limit yourself. So VHS, for I am limitless.
And come back to the ring, damn it, Keith. Come on,
right?
We'll miss you.
Damn it. I agree. That might not be a popular opinion, but I agree. But yes, spot on. Spot on. But everybody, I love tonight. I did. I moved away from the microphone. I apologize. But I know it sounds like I'm far away when I do that shit, sorry. But no, this was great fun. Thank you, baby girl. Much love to you. Stop. To everybody that
thanks, Kit Kat.
Yes, much love to you, Kit Kat. Thank you. Stop. Much love to everybody in our chat room. Mr. Extra, dude, thank you for joining us. Look forward to coming back. Stop. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the donations at the same time. No, it feels wrong. But no,
in the name of love.
Right? Yeah. And Wolf, who happens to be a sponsor of our show, stop. But we love you. But no, honestly, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Oof, that was loud.
Yeah.
maybe I needed some quieter music to play in the background. I don't know. Just lower my level here.
Let's yell in the smooth jazz.
Right? Whoa. Okay. I don't have any smooth jazz.
Oh well, we got to use what we got to use with this one then.
That's right. It's all good. Seriously though, much love, VHS, man. Welcome to the family. Always love having you on. Always love working with you, and look forward to big and awesome things ahead.
Oh yeah.
To Wolf, much love to you always, brother, and happy to have you back. Happy you're doing better, and thank you for your words and your encouragement and everything that you put out there tonight. Always appreciate that. Much love to my man Elias. You know you're my brother, and I appreciate all that you contribute, all that you do, and Ace and everybody else behind the scenes, and even Coin, everybody out there that puts a lot of work and effort in everything we do here at the VOP. Thank you for that. And our best days are happening now, and even greater days ahead. So, and that's thanks to all of you who listen. So thank you sincerely. I know I sound mushy and stupid when I do this shit, but I don't fucking do sound effects. But shut up.
Whoa.
Anyway,
Walt Disney.
No, don't ever. No. Don't you do this. Compare me to Disney shit. Sorry, I want pedophiles put to death. But anyway,
that's true.
yeah. But But all of you out there in the audience, you are what makes us, and you are what motivates us, and you are what keeps us going. So thank you. And to all the other big platforms out there that say you're something different and you're not, you fucking suck, and you continue to motivate us too, because we're always going to be better than you, because we actually mean what we say. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you always. To everybody else out there in the world, and yes, I'm distracted at the moment. Bear with me. At least I own it.
God.
I know, right? I was looking for another button. I found it. I'm good now.
All right.
But you know where to find us. And again, please help spread the word about all of our shows here at the VOP. We're relying on your word of mouth and your shares on social, because we're banned in a lot of places. But VOPUSARadio.com, VOPUSARadio.com, twitch.tv/VOPUSARadio, Haps, whatever the fuck this link is, haps.tv/VOPUSARadio, I think, whatever it is. But please follow us, continue to share, like, engage, donate if you feel the need. We appreciate it. But most importantly, just listen to the shows and be an active participant and come on the air with us, because it's all about all of us together, united, speaking up and speaking out. So thank you all. Appreciate you all, and everybody all over the world. Thank you for everything that you do. And with that, I think my long ass rambling outro is finally coming to an end. Don't do that. You're new here.
Roll the credits, damn it.
I'm working on it, damn you. So remember, when you hear the outro where it says another show of podcast excellence, just replace that with radio excellence. But yes, you can listen to our shit on demand on Twitch, on our website, on Haps, or where it's shared. And yes, you can listen to the podcast version of tonight's show and all our shows on Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere. Every freaking platform you could think of, 94 of them now worldwide, we are there. So thank you. And again, I hope you enjoy the new shows that are forthcoming here in our network. It's going to be diverse. It's going to be different. It's going to be fun. We welcome you all, and we invite you all to tune in, and you'll know what I'm talking about very soon. So with that, all the co-hosts, much love. Been a pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
And enjoy the outro, people. So remember, this is Voice of the People USA Radio at the Voice of the People USA Radio Network. See that little play? And this is Politi-Shock every Thursday night, 7 p.m., not 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We will do our thing. So good night to you all. Much love to you all. Stay safe. And always just stay open-minded. Question everything. Research everything, and never, this is for you, never limit yourself.
Damn right.
Damn right. For I am going to shut up now. All right, good night, everybody. For those who hang around and get to hear our quick little after show on our server side, we'll be there shortly. I don't know, some of you might disappear from this, but, much love to you all.
You've been listening to the Voice of the People USA Radio Network, where free speech thrives and political correctness dies. Guaranteed to make testicles larger, more beautiful, deeper. The world is whacked out of its mind, and we give you funny, blunt, raw, and explicit opinions. We do hope you enjoyed the show. You can find more at www.VOPUSARadio.com, on Twitter and Twitch at VOPUSA Radio, on YouTube at Voice of the People USA Radio, on DLive, Periscope, Facebook, Voice of the People USA Radio fan and group page. Remember, we're live 24/7 on www.VOPUSARadio.com. This is where censorship comes to die, and all voices and opinions are welcome here.